Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. The Six Nations 2022 is just about upon us. This first game should be a very exciting one. Ireland taking on Wales. Now at Aviva Stadium, Ireland have won their last, or in fact, out of the last 29, they have won 27, I should say. So they've got a very good record here. But the last time that they did play up against Wales, they actually lost that game. So we'll be interested to see how this one goes. We have got there. G'day from Xavier Brown. Welcome into the live stream, mate. And Ollie Taylor is there and come on the Irish. And there from Xavier and Griff Griffins is in the chat, or Griffiths, I should say. But thank you all very much for tuning in. If you are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We are going to be covering all of the Six Nations, including the game a little bit later on tonight, and that is going to be Scotland taking on England as well. That will be a very good game. Good morning, as I says, Novman. Welcome in to the live stream. It is very exciting news that the Six Nations is back, and we will be showing the starting lineup first of all for the Irish in this game at home at Aviva Stadium. Like I mentioned, looking through the front row, it's all Leinster for this one. It is Andrew Porter, Ronan Kelleher, and then Tyke Furlong as the front three. Then looking through the locks, Tyke Byrne and James Ryan are going to be the next two. So you normally see that signature headgear of Tyke Byrne, which tells you exactly whereabouts he is on the field, and you can certainly see that he covers a lot of ground when he does do so. Caelan Doris, Josh Van Den Flyer, and then Jack Conan are the loose forward trio. Now, Caelan Doris, debatably one of the best players in the autumn internationals, if not the best forward. I believe he actually got player of the competition, but I could be wrong there. But very impressive man. Josh Van Den Fleur as well is phenomenal. Jameson Gibson Park, he will be starting at number 9 with Johnny Sexton slotting in at number 10. The man who had the best kicking percentage last year in the Six Nations will be hoping for something similar in this one. Now, Mackenzie Hansen gets his opportunity out on the left wing. Now, we know him from Super Rugby, so it will be interesting to see how he goes. We have got there Hamish McBelden predict the score for this match and tell which team will win, Ireland or Wales. Also the scoreline as well at full time, please. So for this match, I will say Ireland win this one. I'm going to say 28 points to 23. Just a random number off the top of my head. And how did the Force win? It was a very good game. It went back and forth for a very long time as well. And also, hey, Hamish, how are you doing today? It's incredibly nice to see you again. And also, did you ask a girl out and she wrote me an incredible, I did ask a girl out and she wrote me an incredibly sweet note saying, unfortunately, she's married and she knows I'll find someone with my charm. So else says Aiden. So I guess, interesting situation. That's happened quite a bit. It's happened in the last 24 hours by the sounds of it for yourself. But hopefully you're all doing well. Hopefully you're doing all right, Aiden. In that regard, I hope England come last as well, says Xavier Brown. I think Italy at this stage have probably got that one locked down for yet another year, unfortunately. Just seem to always be a little bit lower, and Ireland will win as well, says Greg Galway. Yeah, Ireland at this stage, with the side that they've got, I haven't even gone through Bundy Arkey, Gary Ringrose as the centres, Andrew Conway out on the right wing, and then Hugo Keenan at fullback. Very strong side. No James Lowe here for this game. Not sure whether or not that is an injury or they are just saving him for one of the future matches that they have got for themselves, Ireland. But we will be going through all of those in a very short moment as well. First of all, though, we've got to look at the Welsh side. They've got Wyn Jones, Ryan Elias, and Thomas Francis as the front row. Will Rowlands and Adam Beard making up the lock duo. Then Ellis Jenkins, Tane Basham, and Aaron Wainwright are the closing three of the four-pack. Thomas Williams at 9, Dan Bigger at 10. So both sides actually have their captains at 10 for this game, which is pretty awesome to see. Lewis Rees-Sammer, pace for days, up against Andrew Conway, pace for days. So that one's going to be, if I had to predict a pacey battle out on that side. Nick Tompkins and Josh Adams in the midfield, he is actually going to be slotting in there at 13. Johnny McNichol and then Liam Williams close out that starting lineup. We have got Hamish, do All Blacks participating in this tournament in Fiji as well or not? No, they are not in this one. They will be hopefully having the Super Rugby competition coming up very soon, though, where we will see a lot of the players from New Zealand and Fiji as we are in the preseason. Where's Ronan Kelleher? He's starting. He is starting at number 2 for the Irish in this one. And also, what's Italy's highest finish ever? It's a good question. I feel like I want to be generous and say it was 4th or 5th, but it could actually be that they've always been last, which would be a rough one for Italy if that is the case. Hopefully not. Hopefully they can get themselves a little bit further up, but they're up against some very tough opposition in France for their very first game. These are the benches for both of these two lineups. Dan Sheehan, Cian Healy, and Finlay Bealham will be the front row replacements. Ryan Beard, Peter O'Mahony as well. Like I mentioned in my preview, that man pretty much can just get dropped on his head multiple times and just keep on bouncing back like he's some sort of spring on a trampoline. But Conor Murray, Joey Carberry, and then James Hume will be the rest of the Irish reserves. Dewey Dewey Lake, sorry, I should say. He is going to be on debut for this match for Wales. Gareth Thomas, Dylan Lewis, Ben Carter, Ross Moriarty, Gareth Davis, then also Callum Sheedy and Owen Watkin. This game's going to be taking place at Aviva Stadium. Like I mentioned, the game that normally, anytime you play at Aviva Stadium, goes the way of the Irish. So we will have to wait and see whether or not that will be the case. What's up, Katie? How you doing today? Because I got $15 on him to score a try as well. Okay, so he is out there in the starting lineup. So fingers crossed that he does end up going all right. Hey, Hamish, hey, brother, how you doing? I'm excited as well. Hope you're well too. Sorry about the married lady, says Katie Dixon. Oh, I was wondering what that noise was. I thought there was a truck going past, but it's actually the noise from the crowd. How it's kind of going at the ground. And Hamish, do rugby allowed unlimited substitution at an interval time in the match? They do only have the replacements that I did show, so they are allowed a total of 8 that they are allowed to make. But after that, you aren't actually able to bring them back on and off, so they don't have the rolling subs type thing. I know that 7s, I think, is a little bit more generous in that regard, but overall, yeah, pretty much it's as soon as they make the sub, you are off the field, unless, of course, there's some serious injury that does take place in which someone has to make their way back out. But this is actually the table for last year we will be showing. As you can see there, Wales finishing in first for that one, so they are the defending champs, and what a game to come back into for at Aviva Stadium as well. Like, it's not going to be an easy one, that is for sure, but hopefully does end up going all right for both of these sides. Then also looking through Ireland, they finished third in last year's Six Nations. England versus Scotland, that will be happening a little bit later on. 4 versus 5, if we are looking just at the table, but we will just make sure that we are running smoothly, just because my Wi-Fi at times today has been like, yep, I don't mind you. And then at other times today, it has been like, yeah, nah, I do not like you very much at all. I am just quickly going to go like this. It seems like it's going all right, so that is good news. And at this stage, this match is only a little bit away from taking place. The next games for Ireland that they have got for themselves, they have actually got France next week, which will be starting at 5:45. That is actually the other time that we do seem to have in terms of it. It will either be 5:45 on the Saturday, or it will be going through and starting at 3:15, similar to this game. But Wales at the moment about to make their way out onto the field as well. Then for Wales, like I was mentioning, they have actually got their next game up against Scotland, which should be a very exciting game at the Principality Stadium in the near future. And also we've got the High Hamish as well. And also 7:30, 7 p.m. in India, says Just EFF. So welcome into the live stream, mate. Hope you are doing well. And also show me a sweet card though as well. And there, and also, and there's no harm in making a friend as well, I should say. And also, well, look at the crowd. Yeah, it is pretty awesome to see the crowd at Aviva Stadium for this matchup. It's going to be an exciting one. It will be a bit of a thriller, perhaps, between these two sides. I see Big Tyke Furlong, Katie Dixon. You will be very happy to see him out there on the field. Aviva Stadium, they've got some people in attendance. Of course, they might not be allowed to completely sell it out, depending on restrictions and everything, but I would assume if they were allowed to sell it out, this place would be packed to the rafters at this point in time. But they are just showing, believe. Who is that? Who is that? I feel like that's Mackenzie Hansen, but I could be wrong. I'm not too sure who that was. And also Ireland will kill Scotland as well, says Aiden. And also the right girl is out there for you, brother, from Katie Dixon. But currently we are getting very close to the start of this match. We will have the national anthems, and then we're straight into the first game of the Six Nations that we will be covering on the channel. And we are covering every single other match that has taken place. I have got my cat on me. Has decided to join me for this live stream. Hamish, where is this tournament happening? Is at London and RCS coding. So we have got all around Europe. They will be having the game. So this game is taking place at Aviva Stadium in Ireland. The game later on is going to be taking place at Murrayfield in Scotland. And then the game a little bit in the future, which is the next day after that, it is going to be at Stade de France. So we'll actually be in France the next one after that one. So it goes all around the place, which is very good news because you've got their home field advantage, you've got the away advantage, or not the away disadvantage, I should say. In Ireland together we stand tall, the 5 provinces of Ireland. So says Aiden. So do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, score predictions. Do get them in. And also, who do you think will be able to score the first try of this game? We've got the Irish flag from Aiden. And also, hello, Hamish Rowe. Good morning, says Vishal. Welcome in to the live stream, mate. Hope you're doing well. We are currently sitting 5 minutes away from the kickoff. And then we are going to be ready to go for the Six Nations 2022. We actually only covered, I believe, 2 games of the Six Nations last year. So not a huge amount. But we are going to be covering every single game of the Six Nations this year, which is going to be very exciting for us indeed. But we have currently got the national anthem of The Welsh or the Irish? Might have been the Irish. I don't really know the national anthems too well, I don't think, which is a little bit sad. And yeah, Tyke Mayors League not roll up like a window shade in this game as well. There it is, the speller's cast. Hopefully it does happen in regards of him staying injury-free for this matchup. If he does, be pretty happy with that because, I mean, they need him. Big Tyke Furlong. Saying that, though, they've got some very good replacements for him, but it's always nice to see Tyke Furlong out on the field on Ireland by 20. So I see 8 in there, and also definitely Ireland will win comfortably. My prediction is 25-10 in there from Coding. Currently, Aviva Stadium, it's looking very nice. You can see this kind of top of my cat every once in a while. He does reshuffle himself just to get a little bit more comfy. But overall, we should also ask the question, while we are here at the very first game, who is winning the Six Nations this year? I know it's a very tough one to be able to predict this early on. We're going to go like this a little bit and move me to this side. There we go. Hopefully we are relatively central. But Bundy Aki, he's going to be a crash ball machine in the midfield. And then having Gary Ringrose on the outside is going to be the perfect opportunity to just free up a whole heap of gaps perhaps for them. But we will have to wait and see how it goes. Amateur score prediction, I did go 28-23 for this game, although at Aviva could easily be a runaway for the Irish because they have got some pure power, some pure pace. And also when you've got that crowd behind you, you feel like you're 15 feet tall. At the moment, we have got the Welsh national anthem. They're all singing them with pride at this point in time. Currently, I mean, there's not much you can say during the Welsh national anthem other than even when it's away from home, like the crowd do end up still getting behind it. Key players for the Welsh in this matchup, I would say probably Tame Basham at number 7. The power that man possesses to be able to hit up at the line. Also, maybe I'd say it's a battle with a flyhouse, Dan Bigger, Johnny Sexton. Those two, they need to use their experience. They need to make sure that their kicking is accurate throughout this matchup as well. But at the moment, the Welsh national anthem, there's a few Welsh supporters who are in attendance for this game. I don't know what the travel restrictions are like at the moment in kind of Europe and whatnot. I know that at one stage they were taken away from being able to travel, although I know that the URC games, when they were going to be going to South Africa, did get postponed for a little bit longer, unfortunately. But at the moment, Dan Bigger, he will be in charge of this side, and he is excited to be able to go out there and really put on a show for the Welsh side. While we are having the national anthems, I will once again show you guys the starting lineups and reserves for these two sides. We'll start with Wales, seeing as they were singing their national anthem. You've got Wyn Jones, Ryan Elias, and then also Thomas Francis as the front row. Rowlands and Beard make up the locking duo with Jenkins, Basham, and Wainwright as the loose forwards. Thomas Williams and Bigger, very important combo for the Wales side in this one. Lewis Rees-Sam, a lot of pace, and if you give him any space, he will be able to make you pay. Nick Tompkins, Josh Adams, Johnny McNichol, and then Liam Williams, also very experienced. So an experienced 9, 10, and 15 with a little bit of stability in the midfield of Josh Adams could mean that this Welsh backline will be one to watch out for throughout this game. And the first of the Six Nations for both of these sides, Porter, Kelleher, and Tyke Furlong are the front row for Ireland. Byrne and Ryan making up the locks. Caelan Doris, player who was outstanding in the Autumn Internationals in last year's competition. Josh Van den Floer, also very good for Leinster. Jack Conan joining him at number 8. Jameson Gibson Park, Johnny Sexton as the 19 combo for Ireland. Matt Hansen, Bundy Aki, Gary Ringrose, and then also Andrew Conway and Hugo Keenan. But currently now, the Irish national anthem has just taken place, and then we will be out on the field. Well, Wales 30-18. My prediction at halftime, tell you what, if we got a high-scoring game like that, it would be a very exciting one. That is for sure. So hopefully it is going to be a very decent matchup. But anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It is hugely appreciated. You guys all being here for the Six Nations. It is the middle of the night here in New Zealand. We are currently sitting 3:14 a.m. So it is relatively a weird hour, I guess you could say. But we are going to be up for every game of the Six Nations. So if you guys are new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It is hugely appreciated. Also, oh yeah, here we go. As says Katie Dixon, yeah, when you hear that national anthem of Ireland at the Aviva Stadium, nothing quite has the same kind of atmosphere as when they are singing as loud as they physically can at the ground. But yeah, it's going to be pretty awesome. Only a few minutes away from the kickoff, if maybe even one, to be fair. But I'm looking through Tyke Furlong, Andrew Porter, Ronan Kelleher, those three men, those three big men in the front row. Scrum time's going to be fun for both of these sides, I would be thinking. The Irish national anthem almost over at the moment in the poll. It does actually have it as 79% of you have said that Ireland will be able to win this game. In fact, it's gone up to 80 now as well. And also, we have got from Fischel saying who he is going to be supporting in this game. And that is going to be, Wales. I do see it. And also, we have got there, Hamish, will you keep us updated on the Sharks later, please? And is this Ireland's home game? It is indeed a home game for the Irish. It's at Aviva Stadium, a very nice stadium. Every time I look at James Ryan, I think he is Scott Barrett shaped as well. And there says Katie Dixon. He is a bit, isn't he? The neck, he's got a solid neck, and I feel like a solid neck means a solid individual. As you can tell, my neck is not solid, so I'm not a solid individual. George, solid individual. And hopefully you guys did enjoy that video a little bit earlier on. We actually played along with the Scotland versus England match on Rugby Challenge 4. That was an interesting one. I don't think I've ever had to censor so many words in my life in a live stream, or in a video, I should say. Currently, Aviva Stadium, it's going to be rocking in only a couple minutes' time when the Guinness Six Nations for 2022 does end up getting underway. But this game should be absolutely phenomenal. There's going to be a big match feel to it, and there is a reason for that. And I mean, that's the thing. This is the first game. We've also got the next one that is going to be taking place, Scotland versus England, which should be absolutely outstanding here. It's kind of weird that they both have the same unit gene as well. And this is Katie Dixon. Yeah, the one that a lot of rugby players do wish that they had is that unit gene. But some people just miss out a little bit. Cheslin Colby, I wouldn't quite say that he's a unit in terms of size, but he's certainly a unit out on the field, the way that he plays. That man as well, Andrew Conway, he's going to be exciting. The crowd are now just coming alive at the Aviva Stadium. They know that we're very close to the start of this one. And also, we have got the, hey, mate, says Paul Howard. Welcome into the live stream, mate. Hope you are doing well. Currently extremely close to this match getting underway. It will be Jaco Piper in charge of this game at the Aviva. We have got, I think, England versus Scotland will be incredibly close. Yeah, I feel it coming down to the final minute, similar to what we saw last time with England and Scotland, and also France and, was it France and Scotland in the end? That was the incredibly close one where Scotland were able to get themselves a win. By Ireland versus Wales, first game of the Six Nations. Jaco Piper is about to blow the whistle. He's waving to someone. He was just saying hello to someone in the crowd, and now he is ready to go, Jaco Piper. I'm not sure what that was about. I think he was checking that the TMO was ready, but it's kicked off by Wales, going from left to right for the first game of the Six Nations. It's a knock-on straight away from Johnny McNichol, and it will be the scrum feed. So it didn't take very long before we get to see that Irish front row in action of Furlong, Kelleher, and Porter. We have got there go Ireland, Scots to beat England by 5 or more as well. Says Paul, tell you what, it's a possibility. Because at the end of the day, Scotland, they've got some very good players who are going to be out there and spewing right now. Can't watch the game. My internet is down, says Xavier. And the worst thing is, the worst thing about that is because of so many ways of watching it. Like, I looked through the list of broadcasters. There's about 20, and it doesn't actually have the one in New Zealand on there, but we have got it on Sky for anyone who is in New Zealand. If you're staying up this late, of course, with it being 3:18 and bookies give Wales no chance at all, but you never know, as well, says Albert. That is a sneeze. I guess I'm allergic to too much rugby, and we're about to have a lot of it. Jameson Gibson Park feeds the ball in for the Irish. Only 25 metres out from their own line, and Jameson Gibson Park considered kicking. Instead, now passes across to Sexton. Crashed ball by Bundyaki, but dragged down by Bigger. Currently going to the left-hand side. It's a little chip, and it kind of works out for them. And now it's going to be Mackenzie Hansen. Got plenty of pace trying to force him right. He does a little chip and chase. Lewis Rees-Zammit not quite able to hang on to it, and just having to kick it into touch there for Wainwright. Lot of pressure there on the Welsh, and it was Mackenzie Hansen with his first touch in the Irish kit already having an impact here. And go Ireland, says Katie. Mackenzie Hansen, the man who does play for the Brumbies in a Super Rugby. Little chip and chase. It does end up, Liam Williams, it wasn't the best effort from him to try and stop that one. He kind of just got caught in no man's land, I should say, and play run. And this is Katie Dixon. Now it's going to be the line-out throw for the Irish, only sitting a few metres out from the line now. Josh Van Den Floer breaking off the back, gives it off now to Caelan Doris, the big crash ball machine. Currently another advantage here for Ireland. Nice step on the inside from Gary Ringrose, but I feel like it's going to be a loose forward for Ireland or a winger who scored the first try. Tyke Furlong now crashing his way forward once again, passing it off nicely. Johnny Sexton lapping around the outside out to Bundyaki, and he scores the first try of the match. I will have to take back my statement, as Bundyaki has just scored the very first try of the match. What we will quickly do is we will go like this. We will go like this. And then if we press this button by a sense of miracles, there we go. Look at that. It has updated itself 5-0 now already for Ireland. We are only 2.5 minutes in. And also, that would have been an epic try. I'm trying to be as quiet as I can. So close. It's not, yeah, it's going to be an exciting game. That is for sure. Between these two sides, definitely with the way that they were crashing that ball forward straight away, Ireland. We saw such a great autumn internationals from them at the end of last year. We saw them beat the All Blacks. We saw them beat Japan comfortably. We also see them, who else did they beat? They had one other victory. In fact, I've got the stats that I can put up on the screen to show you guys exactly who they beat. There it is. They were also able to get the win over Argentina comfortably. So very strong. And Bundyaki, he's a very strong individual. Puts the ball down, scores the first try of the match for Ireland, and they have got Wales on the back foot straight away in this fixture. Currently 5-0 after 3 minutes. Not the ideal start for Wales, definitely because they did actually have the ball for a start. Other than, I mean, they got to kick it off, but that's about all that they've touched it so far. But the kick predictor at the moment, 62% is the percentage that Johnny Sexton will be able to get this one over. The thing is, though, for Johnny Sexton, he had the highest kicking percentage out of any player in last year's Six Nations. That's not an easy kick, though. That's actually quite a difficult one from the touchline. But Johnny Sexton at the Aviva, a little bit of a crosswind, but nothing too serious for him. Definitely not with the big wall behind the stadium. Crowd in pure silence at the Aviva. I feel like that's one thing that you never quite get sick of, is hearing the crowd just completely go silent. Johnny Sexton gets it over, and it is now going to be 7-0 to Ireland, and they have been able to get themselves a great start to this match. It was just the backline. Mackenzie Hansen wide cutout pass in the end out to Bundyaki, so he didn't quite get himself the try, but he did set up one for us on. And come on, Wales, says Jack in the chat. And are those snow flurries as well? Is it snowing at the Aviva? Oh, if it's snowing, then it would be pretty awesome. I don't think I've ever seen a game where it's been snowing for myself. Oh, he's just been dropped hard there. Gary Ringrose getting thrown up in the air, and then they went, you know what, we'll just let him drop to the ground. Jameson gives him park, kicks this one high. It looked like Andrew Porter was considering chasing after it for a second. Instead, Andrew Conway, little knock on, and the advantage goes the way of the Welsh. Currently, Thomas Williams on the halfway line goes back to Bigger. Throwing the bigger man forward, and Will Rowlands losing his foot in there for Ronan Kelleher. Going back now, Bigger puts the ball high, and Lewis Rees-Zammit going to be chasing this one. Mackenzie Hansen trying to block him a little bit, goes up for it, and Lewis Rees-Zammit not quite taking it too cleanly. Jameson gets him parked, a lot of pressure in the breakdown from Adam Beard, but now going back to Vanden Fleur, I should say, sorry. And now they have been told to release him. Jameson gets him parked. Some of these names aren't rolling off the tongue too nicely. Gary Ringrose now on the outside, goes to Keenan. Out to Conway, kicks it in behind, but it is going to be well covered by Liam Williams. Was able to cut it off, goes back across to Bigger, who looked like for a second considering the 50-22, instead goes straight down the middle of the park. And now taken inside of the 22, looking for the touchline, and does find it as well for Ireland. It's a brilliant kick from Hugo Keenan, and now 35 metres out from the line, it is going to be, 45 in fact, it is going to be Wales who have got the line out. And also we have got there Padraig O'Brien, or O'Brien, hopefully I've pronounced that correctly. I do apologise if I have got that slightly wrong. He said hello as well. Welcome in to the Livestream, mate. Hope you are doing well. Currently, Ireland, brilliant start to the match for themselves. And what we will quickly do is we will go like this. And we will go like that, a little bit of a juggle there. Charge down. This one is going all over the place, but they're going back for the original knock-on against Wales, and Ireland will have the scrum feed. I'm going to add Bundyaki to the try scorers list, and that was in the 3rd minute as well. So a very early one for Ireland. Here we go. We will go like that, and that is going across the bottom. And hello, Katie, how are you, sister? And there from for Shah. But currently, Jameson Gibson Park being very prominent throughout the early stages of this match. And also, another man to think of is going to be Connor Murray coming off the bench in the later stages of this one. It does seem like there's some sort of liquid falling from the sky. Could be frozen liquid in the form of snow, or might just be a little bit of a drizzle. And we are happy to announce that we've just defeated Russia, taking us even closer to our World Cup spot. I did see that they were playing Russia were playing. Congratulations. What was the score in that one, Sebastian? Do let me know. But Romania at the moment are on a bit of a tear in the rugby circuit. And also, hey, brother, how you do? And there as well, and hope you're well. I'm buzzing right now, says Katie. Here's the Six Nations. There's something about it coming back into the competition. You just can't help smiling. Going off the back there, Jack Conan looking to the short side. Mackenzie Hansen with the step, and that's going to be a good battle out on that side with Lewis Rees-Sammer up against Mac Hansen. Both got pure pace. Andrew Porter there with a bit of a sidestep. That's a scary sight. I don't know what they're teaching them at Leinster, but Tyke Furlong can step. Andrew Porter can step. That's not what you want when you are trying to stop some big props from being able to pull off the step. Liam Williams, he's also got a step on him. Tries to go through, just not quite able to. Josh Van den Fleur, does he get the turnover? No. Still on the side of the Welsh. Sitting 30 metres out from the line. Thomas Williams passing it back to the right-hand side. Gives it off to Wainwright. Let's just try and make a few extra metres to set up the opportunity for a kick downfield. And 34-25, it's a penalty to Ireland. And I didn't actually think there was a possibility of winning that one. But Andrew Porter, where there's a will, there's a way. And that man certainly has got plenty of will while he's out on the field and has won the penalty. 4 points to the Oaks as well. Also, we denied the Russians their bonus points. So that is even more brutal, being able to stop them from getting themselves that nice cheeky bonus point. And those European ones, they're all close, aren't they? If I'm not wrong. And well, congrats, brother. Go Romania and Hamish. England versus Scotland game when started. It is going to be starting at 5:45 a.m. New Zealand time. So currently 2 hours 20 away. And we are going to be covering that game on the channel as well, alongside Italy versus Wales. Italy versus France. That will be going on tomorrow. Thank you, Katie. I'm sure to support the Eagles when they face Chile as well. Well, I'll be sure to face them. Do you know when that's taking place? I think it is this year, in fact, because we are actually in 2022, aren't we? The fact that we've already had over 30 days of this year, in fact, we've had about 37 of them, that is scary. But now Johnny Sexton, his kicking accuracy is quite scary at times, how accurate this man can be. He is going to be going for the three-pointer, just to give Ireland a little bit more of a lead. Now, the bonus point situation is going to be as follows for the Six Nations. We'll put it up on the screen so you guys can see it as well. But pretty much does mean that you can get yourself the bonus point, and that will be for scoring 4 tries or more rather than the 3 or more ahead of your opponent in some other competitions around the world. But looking through at what it was last year for the Six Nations, Wales were sitting at the top. They were able to get themselves the Six Nations title. Ireland, they were in third. Johnny Sexton has been able to miss that one. Jeez. Okay, that was very unfortunate for Johnny Sexton, because normally he is about as precise as they come, hence why I called his accuracy scary. But I guess that one was more scary because he missed it rather than getting it over. 10 minutes in, and I am in the Aviva for the game as well. And a bright start by the boys in green. Hansen are showing huge potential already. Come on, Ireland, says Canacoinan. And if you can hear me, Canacoinan, is it snowing there or is it just raining at the moment? Do let me know. Hopefully your phone is waterproof. Now going back across to Jack Conan. 45 metres out from the line here for Ireland, and they want themselves another try. Johnny Sexton goes back to Porter. Bundyaki was the ball knocked down deliberately from Tame Basham. It's kicked forward. They are going back. Okay, it was a clear wrap that he was trying to go for. Tyke Byrne, not quite able to take that one. And also, in every front row, if every front row in rugby learned tango dancing, the entire game of rugby would never be the same as well. They'll be able to move around the field like the T-1000 from Terminator as well. Says Katie Dixon. Yeah, was knocked down by Tame Basham. Unfortunately for the youngster, he did have an absolutely sensational Autumn International at the end of last year. Like all of these guys. Now, I think about it in the loose forward trios. Josh Van den Fleur, Caelan Doris. That wasn't quite the name. Caelan Doris is what I meant to say. Then also, you've got yourself, even Jack Conan, I will say. As well, Ellis Jenkins returning to the Welsh side after a very long layoff, getting the opportunity. Tame Basham is great as well. And then Aaron Wainwright as the other man in there. Enjoy the game, come on, Ireland. And there's Sebastian. But yeah, I'm very excited for the Six Nations. The fact that we've got Scotland and England later on tonight. It's like if I didn't have enough excitement in one game, which wasn't going to be possible because this game is an absolutely outstanding one when you see the matchup, like there's still another one. As well, my face is about as red as the Welsh kit at the moment. That's how excited I'm getting. And how out of breath I will be by the end of this one. Hey, brother, hope you have a great time as well. Wave a Kiwi around in the in front of the camera so we know it's you. As they're now passing it back. Going to be Ringrose going straight through. Great low tackle, though, from Basham, getting half an ankle tap. And the man to slow him down. Throwing their way forward once again. It will be the man in the number 5 jersey, James Ryan. Now Sexton, nice ball to Josh Van den Fleur. Getting closer and closer, currently 40 metres out from the line for Ireland, and they have had a majority of the possession. They've got the advantage as well. Mackenzie Hansen, he will be lurking for it. No, he's down the bottom side. Maybe they will go for a wide cutout pass. Is it stolen there by Wales? Yes, it is, but they're going back for the penalty as well. Happy 6 misses though in there, says Gareth. It certainly feels like a festive holiday at the moment, the fact that we have got the Six Nations back. That's the thing. Last year when I did this competition, I had knowledge of about 5 players, and that's not even an exaggeration or an understatement. Like, I didn't really know too many players. Like, if you guys heard my pronunciations of French players in that game up against England, you would have laughed in my face and said, has this man ever watched a game of rugby? And the answer was only a couple. But at this stage now, we've been following all of these players in their individual competitions, which is absolutely awesome. See them all in the international kit. Definitely guys like Mac Hansen, who are on debut for this game. And who else have we got on debut? It is going to be the man in the number 16 jersey, Dewey Lake, coming off the bench, and also Avi Six-Mascariff in there, and also Hamish Bro, Italian team, no single match without win. Still in 5 games playing. Should Italian team out of competition. Normally they do finish last. For Italy, unfortunately, they are kind of the ones who do always end up getting close to being able to do something, but then never quite do something type thing. They've got a very good side this year, though. So fingers crossed that they can get themselves one win. That looks like it's going to be a little bit of blood for, I believe it's Alice Jenkins at the moment, who is just getting patched up. Johnny Sexton on the angle, 40 metres out now. Missed the last kick. Can he get this one, Johnny Sexton? The thing is, he actually missed the easy of the 2 kicks that he has taken so far. But 13 minutes into this game, currently still sitting at 7-0 to Ireland. And that's the way it's going to stay, because Johnny Sexton misses it out to the side once again, something we're not used to seeing from Johnny Sexton. Like we were mentioning, he's actually got the highest kicking percentage out of any player for last year's Six Nations, but this one has just been going a little bit wrong. Big oof, as I says Katie Dixon, and Johnny, he can't quite believe it. He's going the post of that wide. How is it going just to the side there? Rather the Hamish to another Hamish. As I says Hamish Bannis, welcome in to the Livestream I. I do see that nice little emoji or your nice little profile picture. Who are you going for in the game between England and Scotland, out of curiosity? Do let me know, mate. But it should be a very exciting one indeed. Yeah, Alice Jenkins just leaking a little bit out of the forehead, which is never ideal in this situation. Although, I guess, yeah, it just shows that you've been working hard. That was almost a little bit high from Johnny McNichol, but it is going to be all right at this stage. 15 minutes almost gone in this match. Good backline movement once again from the Irish. Bundyaki now. Keenan linking up on the outside. Mackenzie Hansen steps nicely. And that one is going to be going down. Lewis Rees-Zammit trying to contest in the breakdown. Not quite able to turn it over, though. Now, once again, the Irish are just going to continue to throw themselves forward. Gibson Park looking to the short side. Offloads it to Keenan. Going to be tackled nicely by, it was actually Nick Tompkin. Was able to make the tackle. Jack Conan now sneaking forward once again here. They just keep on throwing themselves at the line of Ireland, and it is making them plenty of meters. Crash ball attempts from Bundyaki, still on the side of the Irish. They are not giving this ball up too easily. Going back around now. Good run from Gary Ringrose. Had to go backwards to go forwards there. Might have hurt his shoulder. No, he is all right. Johnny Sexton now wide cut out pass out to Keenan. Up to the 22 now, the Irish. Just put phase after phase up to 9 phases in a row now. And that one has been knocked on by Josh van den Fleur. Unfortunately, getting it wrong. Come on, Ireland as well. No, mate, is playing. Oh, no. Mate, they're playing top ruggers. Go check 2 cents 2021 stats as well. Says Gareth there, and also come on, Ireland. And then the head of refs is from Ireland as well, which is why it's more difficult to defeat Ireland. And then it looks like someone put a curse on Johnny Sexton, and I'm taking it personally, says Katie. But yeah, at this stage, it's weird to know that he has actually, I mean, he's probably going to miss ones in this game. And then other than that, from now on, probably won't miss too many at all. It seems to be maybe just a little bit of early rust. That was not a good catch from Josh van den Fleur. Unfortunately, putting the ball straight down, which is not what you want. In that situation, you want to be able to hang on to it with both of your hands, although maybe a little bit of slipperiness coming out in this matchup. We'll have to wait and see whether or not that does affect the players later on. Scrum time should be all right, though. Aviva's a very nice track, poor Johnny. So says Katie, although that's the thing. He's Johnny Sexton. He's going to be able to fire back. And this one, he'll probably kick the next 5 in this match, and they will go straight down the middle, not even close to missing. And then Joey Carberry will come on and feel all the pressure. Now, Wales, they have been able to retain that one into the 22. Now, Lewis Rees-Zammit, in fact, going to be the man kicking it downfield. It's a good kick as well, almost down to the 22. Keenan retrieves it and does put up the little chip and chase. It's going to be taken maybe beautifully by Andrew Conway. He does get it. Only 2 big forwards for the Welsh trying to get that one. Almost stolen, no. Ryan Elias not quite able to get it. Jameson Gibson Park going for the little kick in behind him. Might have put too much juice on that one. No, it bounces up awkwardly for Lewis Rees-Zammit. No choice but to put it down, and it is going to be the goal line dropout as he did put it down inside of the goal area. That was a lot of pressure on that man because that ball almost decided that it didn't want to escape from the in-goal area. A good kick of mine from Jamison Gibson Park. It actually pulled up all of a sudden, and it just was in there. Hello. Are you waking up, have you? Meet my cat, ladies and gentlemen. He has finally decided that he does want to wake up and watch a little bit of the rugby. Or does he? He might go back to sleep by the looks of it. No, he's leaving. He's decided, I've seen enough already. I think he's a fan of Johnny Sexton, but now Porter going to be putting the head down, trying to drive forward a couple extra meters for his side, but Wainwright able to handle him. Tyke Furlong offloading it beautifully. Johnny Sexton now, the draw and pass out to Conway, stepping on the inside, stepping on the outside. And just going back and forth. Little chuckle. Was it a knock on from, it was Jamison Gibson Park. Now Ronan Keller throwing himself at the line. They've got plenty of options here. Johnny Sexton goes off to Tyke Byrne, but this is going to be an important part of the game for the Welsh, trying to stop them from getting over. That was Caelan Doris. And closer and closer. I'm looking around at the moment. Tyke Byrne and one of the other Welsh players were actually having a bit of a wrestling match off the side of the ball. Gibson Park, once again, they've got Mac Hansen out on the wing if they do need him. Bundy Arki, though, committing the two defenders. It's an offside advantage as well now for them. Can they keep this ball? They have just got it now. It's going to be the little grubber on. Josh Van Fleur tries to get it. Lewis Rees-Salmon is back for it. And also not sure Sexy Bomb or Six for Bomb fits into my Ireland's new way as well. Says Gavin, hello, Billy. Says Katie, and also the Billy emojis and at the chat as well. Yeah, he might be back. He normally ends up going out, remembering he's got food, goes, oh, there's food. And then he comes back and sees me and goes, did you know I've got food? And I go, yep, because I put it there only a little while ago as well. And also, we've got our name is bro. I have given one suggestion. Can you one channel of Kiwi Lads some news feed? That channel, all sports news of cricket and rugby, if it's possible as well, says Michelle. We have actually got the Kiwi Lads Sport channel, which is going to be coming back very soon. And George uploaded one of the ones on the Kiwi Lads gaming channel in recent times as well. But it looks like Johnny Sexton will be taking the three, I should say, and you seem well behind. It is because I am watching it on Sky Go. So because of that, it does mean that we've got about a 40-second delay from if you are watching it on like cable TV or something live compared to that as well, which is why we are just a little bit behind. But normally the scoreboard does end up updating pretty much exactly when we are talking about it in that one. But yeah, pretty much because it's on Sky Go rather than Sky, it means that it's an on-demand service, if that makes sense. Hopefully that does. Currently, Lewis Rees-Salmon, luckily he was hanging back a little bit. He's got a smile on his face. He's certainly being put under pressure in the early stages here for himself. Now, Johnny Sexton lining this one up. We've got a smiley face from Sajak there in the chat. Welcome into the live stream, mate. Hope you are doing well. This should be a nice, easy one for Johnny Sexton to build a bit more confidence from who is currently sitting on 1 off 3 so far off the kicking tee. And like they're saying, surely this one goes over from Sexton. If he doesn't strike this one over, I think that would be probably one of the most surprising moments of the whole Six Nations that we would be seeing. That one's gone down the middle from Johnny Sexton. And now the score in this game is going to be 10 points to Ireland and 0 for Wales as well. So they are just building up a very nice lead. And also this one should be easy for Johnny. And also it's definitely ahead of all of us. That is true. Just watching the game live and he nailed it. Says Katie. And yeah, that will give him a lot of confidence in at the early stages, just because it's not easy being a kicker in the first game of a competition. He's done it so many times. As well, please like the stream or viewer request for all of you watching as well. And there says Michelle, so if you are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We are going to be covering all of the Six Nations on the channel every single game, with including the next one, which is going to be Scotland taking on England. Should be a very exciting game. Thomas Williams being put under pressure there. Dan Bigger now. He was hit hard by, I believe it was the big man, James Ryan, now offloading it back nicely. Johnny McNichol now down the wing. I believe it's Wyn Jones was trying to creep his way down the touchline. Currently on the halfway line, Bigger with the flat ball straight into the hands of Tame Basham, who once again lives up to that last name of just bashing his way towards the line. Nice inside ball by Will Rowlands. Currently, they are just, once again, Basham. He's always there, isn't he? He will be there 9 times out of 10. And 15 likes, 88 watching. Smash that like button, y'all. Much appreciated. And there's a good kick in behind. Has gone into touch, and it will now be the Irish line out on their 22. We have got there. So what position can Furlong not play? That's a great question. I feel like there's not many of them as well. I feel like the biggest position he'd be wasted in is Waterboy or something along those lines, even though he probably run it out there like he was a 100-meter sprinter. Like, the man's got a step and he's a prop, which doesn't genetically make sense. Like, the props are nowadays, Taniela Tupou, another one, those tight ear props are just built completely different to what they used to be. Like, it used to be the prop. You pretty much, like, you do 1 or 2 runs a game and you were more the scrummager than anything. But now they like to sidestep. They probably try cross kick every once in a while at training as well. Good backline movement here for Wales, and Josh Adams up to the 22 now. Currently, Nick Tompkin just protecting that ball for a side now. Decides to play scrum half. Goes back Ryan Elias. Getting a carry currently. If they can get themselves back on the board here for the Welsh, it would be very useful for themselves. It's a good run forward once again from Tame Basham. Driving himself forward, but someone needed to be there for the clean out. Jack Conan almost able to turn the ball over, but does just lose the footing at the last moment. Elias once again running straight at Ty Burn, who has been able to turn it into a rolling maul. It's actually Johnny Sexton in there as well for that maul, and it is going to be turned over, and it goes the way of Irish Young Man as well. Says Brendan, welcome in to the live stream, mate. I hope you are doing well. And also, what a man, says Katie Dixon. Yeah, Ty Furlong just built to be, I guess, any position he wants to be. I don't think you're going to tell Ty Furlong, look, mate, you can't go out on the wing, because he'd probably just drop you then and there. As well, the first strike came from a Connacht representative as well. So nice to see that contribution from all 4 Irish provinces. Yeah, going to be pretty awesome seeing those sides in the URC, or kind of have those Irish derbies again. I don't think they're too far away. In fact, we actually saw Ulster versus Connacht yesterday, didn't we? And it was Ulster who were able to get themselves the win over Connacht. I think it was a close game. Could be wrong there, though. There's that many games of rugby taking place. We've actually got Sale Sharks versus Harlequins, which will be taking place tomorrow, and we are hoping to cover that one on the channel also. But now, scrum feed for Ireland just inside of their own 22 here. Will more than likely either be looking to win a penalty or just be looking to get this one as far down as they can. It looks like Jack Conan might be considering going off the back. It's a good push from Wales, almost knocking them backwards a little bit now. Will be a good step on the inside from Bundy Archie, 25 out now. Jameson Gibson Park offloads it back to Ty Burn. Had a little bit of a juggle, but is dragged down by Wainwright and also Rowlands. Now it looks like Jameson Gibson Park, he will now be putting up the box kick. Let's get plenty of height on it. Mackenzie Hansen trying to line it up. It's close to the touchline. Him and Lewis Rees-Zammit once again are just not quite able to hang on to it. It is a knock on from Rees-Zammit. And once again, another scrum to the Irish. We've had many of those so far, although we haven't seen a scrum completely get walked over backwards for Wales, which will give them a lot of confidence in the early stages, because when you're up against a forward pack, the ability that Irish they do have is just absolutely outstanding. 64% of the possession they have had so far. As on currently, the action area is only 4% inside of the 22 of Ireland. The rest, it's all been down that end of the field. I reckon when he steps off, the power tilts the power axis, and all the other players keep up or end up sliding the wrong way. Maybe could be the case. Maybe that is why it's so effective, because like you see him step back sometimes and you just wonder, how is that possible? Like, if I tried to step someone, I know that this would work. I know that I'd break my ankles before I broke someone else's when I try and step, just because my ankles are made of probably polystyrene, I guess could be the best way of describing them. Something that's extremely soft but kind of is stable enough to hold up. That's a terrible pass from Jameson Gibson Park. It was a bounce one to Bundy Archie, and it smacked straight into that man Shinson. Now the possession is back in the side of Wales. Currently 25 minutes into this match already. Where is it going? It's a wide cutout pass out to Johnny McNichol. Now getting closer and closer here for Wales, trying to counter straight back. Off back nicely to Alice Jenkins. Now Adam Beard, one of his first carries throughout this match. But Jack Conan, he got very close to winning the penalty once again. Nick Tompkin tackled hard by Tyke Byrne. He has been told to release him though. There's one thing it seems like very early on, it's prominent that Ireland are trying to go for that maul, trying to shut down the Irish attack, or the Welsh attack, I should say. Liam Williams joining the line there. Tyke Furlong trying to cause some issues. It's a little knock on, and he has done his job there. Tyke Furlong trying to grab the man rather than the ball. So Jameson Gibson Park goes for the chip. It doesn't work out, and it is once again going to be another scrum. Get it, our game early Sunday morning. Says Oldie, it is indeed. Currently sitting 3:44 here in New Zealand, but we are going to be live for not just this game, but also the game after England versus Scotland. Should be a very good one. And Bundy Archie, it was just a little bit too low to end up smacking off his knee. Going straight into the position of Wales. Johnny McNichol. It's a great low tackle from Mackenzie Hansen. He's really been shining on debut. You wouldn't know that he was on debut. Something tells me I'll read tomorrow's game as well. The majority of Sale internationals at Springboks as well, which get to play for their club tomorrow. Our lads are on English duty, says Sebastian. Although I did see the lineup that Harlequins have got. They've got a few good players still scattered throughout that lineup. I know that they've got, who is it, Tyrone Green. They've also got, who else they got? Mike Brown. I think he is playing for them as well. So it could be close. Danny Keir's also going to be out there. So you've got a few shining gems. And that one, I think Ireland might win, but my country, Wales, might catch up. Never know, says Caitlin Williams. Yeah, at this stage, I mean, that's the thing. Wales are a fighting side. They didn't win the Six Nations last year because of the fact that they were just breezing by. Anytime there was a fight, they were right up for it. And that is why they were able to take the title, which is why I expect a fight back from Wales if they can cut down on those handling errors a little bit and also like get a little bit more position in the later stages of this one. It's going to be an exciting one. Yeah, good game. And as I says, Caitlin, also it'll definitely be a good game. And there says Katie. And hopefully we will be able to cover that one on the channel as well before the match between France and Italy, which will be taking place. Lewis Lino on the wing could be a game changer. Oh, is he still playing for them? So, yeah, that could be a very good option for them. And the Quins have still have their Saffers at least. And there says Gareth. Trying to think of their South Africans. It's the number 12, isn't it? Is Andre Esterhazen. I think it's still going to be in the midfield for them. Or am I thinking of a different team maybe that he plays for? Who does he play for? Andre Esterhazen. That is going to be, once again, a nice drive from Ireland. 25 metres out, and I'll win this match for Ireland, says Tyke Furlong. Tell you what, I don't even doubt it, Tyke. In fact, I'm going to just put you up on the screen. Congratulations, Tyke. There you go. Whoever's done that, you've gone through a lot of effort, so I do respect it. So because you're up on the screen, and he will win this match for Ireland. Will you score a try, Tyke? Do let us know, although it's probably quite hard to text while you're out there. But when it's a scrum reset, you get a little bit of free time when you're just getting your feet planted. Be sure to send us a little message. But now Dan Bigger puts the ball high. Lewis Rees-Zammit trying to line that up. Not quite able to take it clean. Hugo Keenan. It's going to be another knock on in this game. There've been quite a few good offload to Lewis Rees-Zammit. It goes backwards. It goes into touch. And it is now going to be either the line out or the scrum as well. I believe it's going back for the scrum. Esterhazen and Green as well. And Lewis Liner and D-Mac have the same speed gene the way James Ryan and Scott Barrett share the unit gene in there. And also I will win the match for Wales. I'm better at football as well. This is Caitlin Williams. And also we've got their Tyke Furlong, Marry Me from Katie Dixon there. Of course, a little bit of something going on there, of course, you know. And also what countries are playing in the Six Nations says, right, so pretty much it is going to be Wales, Ireland, England, Scotland, Italy, and France. They are the six that we are going to be having. And throughout the competition, it is 5 weeks. You do play everyone once. Whoever's at the top, you do win. So that is what Wales were able to do last year. Bro, sometime I send you a message at Kiwi Lads channel as well. If you have some time, reply to me. I send a message in New Zealand afternoon time, 4 p.m. and India that time, 9 a.m. today. As I said, Michelle, I might have to have a look at my phone a little bit later on. I made the mistake of going to sleep, but at the time of going to sleep, I was still on my phone. So because of that, anytime I do that, my phone dies, and then I don't actually get my alarm to go off. So it's not a very strategic plan. I do need to stop doing it because the last 3 nights, I've learned if you're going like this and your wrist keeps on flicking down with your phone, that's the time to put the phone to the side. Or else all of a sudden you wake up and you go, oh no, I've lost my phone. I don't know where it is. That was another scrum. And now Thomas Williams trying to pierce his way through, but Josh Van den Floer breaking off the back of the scrum very quickly from the number 7 open side, I was going to say, but he's open side position, I guess. He was on the side. Although that's going to be the penalty to Ireland. And this time, Jack Conan ends up winning the penalty for not releasing. So nicely done by the big Irish number 8. And at the moment, the Leinster boys running proud. There gets a tap on the forehead for his troubles. Ends up making the tackle straight back to his feet. Ended up releasing, hands straight over the ball. Gets that body position and does end up winning it. Whoever is in Wales, let's hope. Or let's get our hopes up, guys, as well. Let's give Wales hope. And there says Caitlin Williams. Currently, that's the thing. Wales, I think they've got a tough game next week, don't they? One more will go like this. There we go. So Wales next week, they have got Scotland, which will not be an easy one. Then they've got England away from home for themselves. Then they will be taking on France, and then they close it out with Italy. So depending on how they go in their earlier games, if they can win all their games up to that Italy game, you would say they've got a very good chance of being able to go through and win the Six Nations. And also, let's give Wales luck and cheers, guys. Germany game so far. As the experience, though, has been slightly ruined by fans where I am leaving or going back to their seats, obstructing the view constantly needs to stop. There's Kana going in, so hopefully they do end up settling down. It's the beer too cheap there or something along those lines. Because normally if they are getting back up and down, that's because you can get yourself a few nice beverages for a affordable price. It's going to be a backline movement now for the Welsh. Adam Beard, currently sitting 40 metres out. He was tackled low by Tyke Furlong. Currently now throwing himself forward. Wyn Jones, he was a man who missed out on a lot of the British and Irish Lions tour, unfortunately, due to injury. And also we have got there, can you shout out my channel right now, please? As well, says Plazy. Probably Plazy is the easiest way of saying that, isn't it? If I'm not wrong, but now running forward once again. Thomas Williams back on the halfway line. It's a bit of a drop ball, but it didn't end up going backwards. And because of it now, Josh Adams does creep his way forward just a little bit more. Bundy Arkegan for the counter ruck, but it does still stay on the side of the Welsh. This is 8 phases in a row. Very nicely done here for Wales. Something that they haven't done so far is get to double figures for their phase play. Can they do it this time? Adam Beard gets the knees down. They do have to release him, and Caelan Doris and James Ryan do just that. They look like twins at the moment, those two. Lewis Rees-Zammit steps, forward pass, and it is going to be going back now for the scrum feed. So they didn't quite get to the double figures on 13. Bye, see you guys later. Okay, keep your hopes up for Wales. As there says Caitlin Williams. And remember, the beer stalls are closing after halftime, but let's see how the fans react. Oh, is that not just in Wales? Is that for all of them? How many euros for a pint at the Aviva? Out of curiosity, as I'm looking forward to Romain Adonis Intermac cutting Italy up, says Gareth. Yeah, he's going to be a very key player for France. And I mean, if he doesn't have a good game, you still got Dupont, who will be just flying everywhere around the field. And also Badaski will have a good day, little sister as well. And probably too much, says Katie. Yeah, normally prices at grounds are normally... Uh-oh. A random can just fell down. That I do remember I put there like earlier on today. I was like, right, I'll put that there just for now. And then now it's on the floor. There we go. We will put it up the right way just so that it doesn't end up going weird. But currently 45 tackles made by Ireland, missing 4 tackles, 63 tackles made by Wales, and they have missed the 5 so far in this matchup. I thought it was all of them. But yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe it was just for Wales. I got to read it again. And also Katie Dixon, thanks, big sister. And also lol. Yeah, because I guess it was because there was a child who got thrown up on, wasn't it? If I'm not wrong, they were like, right, there seems to be a bit of a problem here, and we should probably stop the children from getting thrown up on. So what do? You just make everyone drink super quick in the first half of the game, and it will be fine. €5, I'd say, maybe more. This is Dublin after all, and also do you play Fortnite? Says Caitlin to Katie Dixon. But currently now, scrum feed once again for Ireland. We've already had about 7 scrums or something along those lines in the first 33 minutes. But the good news is none of them have really taken up too much time. I've actually been pretty impressed with how quickly they have been getting these scrums down and just kind of keeping the game rolling. Because as soon as you lose all momentum in a game, that is kind of when you end up with a lot more of the penalties and a lot more stop-start. But this is going all right. So far, Bundyaki, nice ball, Johnny Sexton. This is a set play. Mackenzie Hansen gets it. Great low tackle, I should say, on him by Nick Tompkins. Johnny Sexton now selling a dummy back at himself. Try and go through a gap there, Sexton, by the looks of it. Now it will be Ringrose goes back once again to the big forwards, and Adam Beard. Sorry, it was Adam Beard making the tackle. Was on his opposite number, James Ryan. Good backline movement. Ronan Callaghan now down the wing trying to bump out of the tackle, but great one from Lewis Rees-Zammit rushing up defence there. I feel like if it was the number 8, was a Wainwright who did go a little bit early there. Currently now 14 metres out from the line. Tyke Byrne gets the carry. And Ireland, they are trying to hit their double figures for themselves in terms of the hanging on to the ball. Good run forward from Josh Van den Fleur. Wales for the win. And Ireland for the win, says Aussie Mozzie. There as well, Gary. Ringrose once again. Currently, they just don't want to give up the ball. At this stage, Ireland rush defence there from Dan Bigger on Johnny Sexton, but that creates a massive gap. Josh Van den Fleur gets it now. After Mac Harris steps on the inside. And it was in the end, the legs of Josh Van den Fleur getting taken out while the players were slipping and sliding through. Once again, looking for the offload back. Johnny Sexton attack and run, tries to give it off. And he has intercepted it now for Wales. Tompkins gets it back. It looks like he wants to kick it, but all of his teammates were in the way. Now Liam Williams going for the wide cutout pass. Lewis Rees-Zammit down the wing. Going to be back in his face, puts in the kick, and will be chasing it up. But there will be someone back. It is Hugo Keenan, who is going to be able to kick this one for the touchline. But good attacking move by Wales there. And I was like, how much such epic game it is indeed. And thank you, Connor, as well. I'll be honest, I was expecting it to be around €10 somewhere in that ballpark as well. And also Ireland for the win. So did he say €5? I'd say maybe more. He's going to come in, and also Intermac is guaranteed to kick us against the Italians as well. And then I swear the French team selection, I swear I heard the whole of it and he say, oh, mamma mia. Yeah, they've got depth at the moment for France, that is for sure. Like, no matter what, they could play their second team and it would still have some very good names. Oh, no, Johnny's injured. Johnny Sexton, they're going to have to replace that knee at some stage, I would think, the way that he's going. But hopefully he will be all right to keep on going. Maybe just wants a breather after having so many runs in a row. He's actually been attacking the line very hard in this one. And I was like, Katie Dixon, can you install it, please? And I was like, okay, hey, brother, how you do? And there. And also might even be that Seb. And also, I don't drink at the Aviva, so I'm not too sure. So he's kind of going on. I'm sure if Ireland score a try, you could probably just go, and then like all the beer would be flying everywhere, I would think. Definitely a celebratory one, a celebratory beverage with the lads. That's what will be taking place. But currently, Johnny Sexton just getting a bit of medical treatment. At the moment, it looks like they are going to be finding some of that magic spray and also some of that strapping. We're going to be going around the knee. And also, by the way, Sexton is dog markers. He's going to go in and bring on the Johnny Sexton knee replacement surgery jokes as well. And also, badass girl, LMAO. And there as and she's good. It is bad. Katie Dixon says Kayla Williams. Currently, now they are just showing. Who is that? I think that was Aaron Wainwright. He looked like he was about 12. It might have been Will Rowlands, actually. He looked like a 12-year-old with a beard, and that is Will Rowlands summed up, I guess you could say. And also, so much for being Ireland's best team as well. It's going to go in, and I'm so excited about to go make a coffee at halftime as well. And I remember back in 2012, also Leinster had a game against the Scarlets in a name that I can't say, and ordered drinks uncomfortably or uncontrollably because they were in awe of the reasonable prices in comparison to Dublin as well. And also, hey, Sebastian, your thoughts on England against Scotland? It's a good game. It's a good game. It's coming up very soon as well. And we will be covering that one on the channel. My voice, it's been getting a little bit of a break lately, which kind of feels weird because normally we've been talking for about 12 hours a day, but we've only been doing a couple hours a day so far. And it's going to be going down once again. And Andrew Porter is able to claim it nicely now. Jamieson Gibson Park fires it back across. Ronan Kelleher, another advantage. That is something that Wales cannot afford to do. The discipline needs to be crucial in the second half of this match if they don't want to get penalised out of this game. Jamieson Gibson Park, he's got his hands on the ball. They're going back for... Okay, we'll take the knock-on in the line out is Jaco Piper's comment. And so when are you going to be commentating on the TV? You're better than all the other blokes as well, says Yoga. I do appreciate that a lot, mate. I'm not too sure whether or not they would allow me to say half the stuff that I say on these live streams in the kind of real-life commentary, but it would be kind of cool to be able to do it one day, perhaps. Although we did only start doing it last year, so I think we've still got a little bit more practice before getting in there, but it's hugely appreciated, all the support. And we are back with every single game of the Six Nations Super Rugby as well. Going to be covering every single minute of the action. So be sure if you are new to hit that like and subscribe button. We have got Scotland is bringing it home as well. An epic final vibe. Finally, Six Nations here as well. Exactly right. And when is the England game, says Luke Rawlings. It is going to be in approximately 1 hour, 45 minutes. So 5:45 a.m. New Zealand time. But whichever it is, depending on the country you're in 1 hour, 45 minutes time, that's going to be another penalty there to Ireland. And that's actually the first scrum we've seen going down. A little bit of collapsing happening there. And it is going to be now the penalty for the Irish, and they will be kicking this one for touch. Although, Kevin, I'd like to England to win. But my prediction is Scotland by 3. Remember that the Wallabies lost at Murrayfield back in autumn. As and when you are here, you are here with us, so all as well in there. And also, Italy will win this comp, says Betty Wagon. And yeah, I don't know, but I can't, or I can do. I can't sleep, but I feel tired as well in there from Betty Wagon a little bit earlier on at around 3 in Australia, says Yoga. And also, they play England today, They're playing today, England. They are indeed. So they are the game up against Scotland in that hour and 45 minutes. And they will be up against Scotland at Murrayfield. Should be a good game of rugby, and we will be covering that one on the channel. As Jamieson Gibson Park now firing it back once again to Bundy Aki, the crash ball expert at the moment. Gary Ringrose, in fact, trying to give him a run for the money for that statement because he did just throw himself completely at the line once again. It will be the big man, Caelan Doris. Bundy Aki looking to the short side. I'm looking around who we got. We got Josh Van den Flora. Looks like he is going to get the next carry, goes straight into his hands. Does run straight at his opposite number. Tame Basham tried to get up and go again, trying to find his way to the ground. It wasn't working too well for him. Now going back, Gary Ringrose, Andrew Porter himself another carry, and that man has about 20 carries throughout a first half of rugby. In this one, I mean, he's probably had a few less than this one so far. Tyke Furlong, the big man, almost able to break through the tackle, but Wyn Jones just hangs on to the ankle. Galar finds the offload back to Jameson, gives him Park. Charging forward for Sexton, phase after phase here for the Irish. Now gives him Park, offloading back across. Believe that was Tyke Furlong once again. Caelan Doris now. Bit of a step. It is just going on the side of the Irish, and they want to be able to break through. James Ryan now having the opportunity. Make a couple extra meters. Currently still sitting 15 out. Tyke Furlong once again goes to ground pretty quickly. Trying to jump on it was Thomas Francis. Johnny Sexton now going back. Ringrose. Bundy Archie. They had space on the outside for Mackenzie Hansen. But they weren't quite able to get it to him in time. Now Caelan Doris once again taken out low. Jameson gives him Park, wide cut out pass. Mackenzie Hansen puts the ball down just a little bit too high over his head. And because of it, it does mean that it is going to be the line-out throw for England. And also we have got there, thanks, says Luke, no worries, mate. And I believe the highlights will be on the Autumn International, the Six Nations YouTube channel. We'll have the highlights of that game. Proud Eddie going to be sent homeward. As on there says Gareth, and also thinks Scotland are to sneak it. Our home says Kevin, but yeah, it is going to be a pretty awesome one to see. They're just showing Tyke Furlong in slow motion running over the top of Thomas Williams. That is something that you could watch many times over. And you can just see Thomas Williams trying to get out of there as quickly as possible. And that is a fair enough situation because you would not want to get lined up by Tyke Furlong. It's actually starting to get relatively heavy with the rain at the moment. Taken nicely by Wainwright, and now Jenkins plays halfback. Wales only sitting a little bit out from their line. There's currently 10 seconds left. And it looks like they will just be trying to stall the rest of this half. Just another 5 seconds. Does go back across. They've seen on the clock that they just need one more phase. They do just that. And they will be hanging on to the ball. They have been told that they are able to kick this one into touch. And that is exactly what they will be doing. Going back to Dan Biggar, and at halftime, it is going to be 10-0 in favour of Ireland. And to think again, as well, we all know that Eddie's brain often fails to work, as Sebastian there. And also Tyke bursts through the line like a Kool-Aid man. Bang. Oh, yeah. Says Katie. It was very nicely done by Ireland in the first half. Although when you think about it, the points were all scored in the very early stages. Then these teams got extremely even. So whether or not we do get to see a bonus point in this game for 4 tries for one side, we will have to wait and see how this second half goes. But anyone who is new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'll get you guys some stats to do with that first half as well, including the fact that a lot more of the possession was going the way of Ireland. Territory was actually 50-50 relatively. And also, be right back, need a coffee as well. Says Katie, no worries. We will see you in a short moment. Maybe I need a coffee as well. We have got the Wales still trying to protect their attacking rucks with one player as well, says Gareth. It seems like maybe they have improved on it a little bit in the second stage of this half because there haven't been as many turnovers in the breakdown and not too many penalties. I think Jack Conan, when he won that penalty, since then they haven't really had enough of the ball or enough phases back-to-back to be able to really get too much going. But hopefully in the second half we do get to see a little bit more. Oh my God, been blowing a gale here and rain. Now it's heavy rain, says Betty Wagon. So never good when we do have so much rain in a row, of course, because I feel like if it's anything like it is here, we've had rain after rain after rain. George has been around about 3 times in a row, which is nice because I do get to hang out with him, but it's bad because it's flooding everywhere at the same time. But currently at Aviva, it's a bit of rain around. Unfortunately, the carries in this first half, though, have been going very nicely for Ireland. 71 compared to the 41 of Wales. Meters made, 543 meters made compared to the 233 of Wales. Tackles made, Ireland have cracked the 100. They have made 101 tackles, only missing the 9 compared to Ireland, who are normally very good with their defensive numbers. 55 tackles made, 7 tackles missed so far for the Irish. Penalties conceded. Ireland have not conceded a single penalty in this match so far compared to the 5 penalties against Wales. Offloads, 3 for Wales, 2 for Ireland. And then and Wales have actually lost 2 of their lineouts, which is another one to mention. Been all day, as I says, Paddy Wagon at halftime. That felt flat as well. Promising an attack. Wales lucky they're 16th. Nan happens to be a 10 as well. Or that is, it happens to be our 10. I've just realised that is referring to, of course, Johnny Sexton for that one. And g'day all. Great to have international rugby back. Says the Big V8 show. Exactly right, mate. And it's pretty awesome that we do get to see these two sides in action. It feels like a final, even though it's the very first match. And then the next game, England versus Scotland, it doesn't get much better than that for the first two matches of the Six Nations. Position 66% in favour of Ireland. Just the one try scorer of this match for either side, and that was Bundyaki. That was actually in the 3rd minute, so it's been a while since we've seen any more points. I believe Johnny Sexton got that kick over in the 18th minute or somewhere around there. So it's been a little while, but we're hopeful that we do get to see a few more in the second half in a very short while, but should be an exciting one with the game coming up a little bit later on. It will be at Murrayfield, and it will be Scotland taking on England. Hey, all as well, says Matthew Dixon. Welcome into the live stream, mate. Hope you are doing fantastic. And currently, we're hoping for a few more tries in the second half, and I think we will be able to get some as well if we are lucky. That's still quite cold. That's surprising. That's been sitting there for about an hour, but we'll take it. You know, I think it's because it's a little bit colder here than it normally is as well. We had a couple of days in a row where it was real muggy, but now, it's not too bad. We don't mind the weather too much as long as we aren't getting wet, which luckily there's no roof holes in the roof, so we don't get leaked on. So that would be very unfortunate. But currently, do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, who is going to be scoring the try in the second half. The first one. That is a welcome in, Matty boy. And there says Sebastian. I'm going to go. Who do we want to go with? I'm going to go with. Who am I going to go with? Is it going to be an Irish player or will it be Welsh? I'm going to go. If it's a Welsh player, it will be Josh Adams. If it's going to be an Irish player, it is going to be. I'll go Andrew Conway. Even though I feel like there's a loose forward try coming at some stage throughout this match, or maybe a big boy type furlong try, might not be a mile away. We will have to wait and see, because that's the thing. Both of these sides with their benches, they will want to make sure that they don't end up waiting too long, but also not going to the bench too early. And this one, we will show who's on the bench for you guys, so you can see exactly who they have got. I mean, Ireland, this is pretty much their starting lineup as well, coming off the bench. Same with Wales. They've got some very good, capable players who will be coming off the bench. And at the later stages, but Dan Sheehan, Cian Healy, and Finlay Bealham will be the front row replacements. I'm interested to see how long they decide before they do bring out those men. Ryan Beard, Peter O'Mahony, Connor Murray, very experienced player to replace Jamison Gibson Park. Joey Carberry, and then James Hume will be the other man slotting in there. But then Dewey Lake, he's going to be on debut for Wales, so a lot of pressure on him to be able to go out there and really perform in the hooker jersey a little bit later on. Gareth Thomas and Dylan Lewis, the replacement props. Ben Carter, Ross Moriarty, Gareth Davis, then also Callum Sheedy and Owen Watkin will be the other man who will be coming off the bench in the later stages for Wales. We have got their number 2 for Irish as well, an MVP of the Six Nations. I reckon it's a year. Walkie stamps his mark, even if he's playing for. I mean, Cameron Walkie, he's been absolutely outstanding. Who else have they got? And I feel like it is going to be maybe a French player. Although saying that, now we're starting to see them actually play 8s for England. So maybe someone like a Sam Simmons might be able to really step himself up to the next level. It seems to be, if you're in the loose forward trio, you've got a very good chance of being able to have a great Six Nations or just have a great competition in general. Anyone they're showing skiing at the moment. Of course, the Winter Olympics is actually on at the moment, isn't it? Agree with Paddy Kelleher from Overruling Mall as our number 2 for the Irish. And also Kelleher off a ruck. So everyone's saying Ronan Kelleher will be the man who can get the job done for the Irish in the second half. So I will ask the question as well. Is there going to be a bonus point for Ireland for scoring 4 tries? Or is there going to be a bonus point maybe for Wales for scoring 4 tries? It's going to have to be a high-scoring second half, though, if we do expect to see that many tries being scored. That person was upside down above a pool. I don't know how that works. Someone bungee jumped off the Eiffel Tower. When did that happen? And also we have got there, yep, as well, says Betty Wagon. All right, so Ronan Kelleher at the moment, he seems to be the most popular choice. Bundy Aki hasn't been looking too bad. Maybe he can pick himself up a second one. And thanks, man, Sebastian. Ronan Kelleher for Ireland will score, or Reece Samet as well for Wales. He is the one who does score. Yeah, he's got plenty of pace. He's had his hands full so far with Mackenzie Hansen out on that side. And also, they have actually decided to try and get maybe someone like a Josh Van der Fleur running down that wing as well, which always is a scary sight for any defender, let alone someone who has got, I guess that's the thing, Lewis Rees-Zammett's defence is actually very good as of late. He's been working on it a lot. Hey, howdy, hey, cuzzy. How you do? Hope you're well. There's Katie Dixon there. And at the moment, I'm very excited. We're getting very close to the second half. I'm currently moving my legs, and I am just sitting here hoping that we do get to see the second half, which is full of tries, or at least full of action, as well, less penalties and all out for it as well. No, don't see it as well. There's Gareth Ferguson, and also I've got there, hey, howdy, hey, brother, how you do? And there says Katie Dixon. Wait, so no, don't see it. I assume that's for Bundy Key scoring a second one, or is that for the Lewis Rees-Zammett defence? Do let me know. And also we've got there, I say no bonus points this match. 4 points to Ireland. Oh, no, sorry, that will be for the bonus point, won't it? Never mind. I'm just getting myself confused. I asked too many questions in a row, don't I? And then that's how my confusion starts. And also we have got there 4 points to Ireland, and none to Wales as well. Says Sebastian. Yeah, every point in the Six Nations, of course, is crucial. You want to be able to make your way up towards, somewhere around that 20 mark, I believe, gets you in the top 3. We will go here. We will go here because they have actually got last year's table. As you can see there, 20 points. 20 points would get you the win, in fact. Sorry, for Wales did sit there on 20 points. And at the end, France in second on 16, 15 for Ireland and Scotland. Then England were down there on 10. Italy, unfortunately, for themselves, we're sitting on the 0. I wonder if they'll get themselves a point this year, Italy. And also, we've got there, hey, Guzzy, I hope you are well as well in South Africa. Hey, Katie Dixon, how are you? Let's go, Ireland. There's Gary. Welcome into Livestream, mate. Do let me know what time it is. We are at the moment in the US. Because time zones, I'm getting worse at them at the moment. Every time I think I've worked them out, they change them. Or I just forget them. And I think it's a bit of both, but probably more the second one. Currently, Bundy Aki, the only try scorer, and it was just a nice backline movement that did open up the opportunity for Bundy Aki to run it in wide, unless you're getting flooded as well. And there says Gareth, and also, well, hey, your brother, as well, and how you do. And there says Katie. Currently, I would say the 3 tries. I'm saying 3 tries in the second half. Not all to Ireland. I think 2 to Ireland, 1 to Wales, maybe even 2 to Wales, and 1 to Ireland. And also I got Cones, I got Scones, I got Patrick Mahomes as well. Who is Patrick Mahomes? That sounds like a name that I should know. I know Patrick Swayze because my mum likes Patrick Swayze, because I think every woman over the age of 40 likes Patrick Swayze. Is that a fair statement? Have we got any other women over 40 in the house? I feel like there's just going to be pure silence because I don't think we haven't got a huge amount of female viewers. We got a few though, which we are very thankful for. Well, the problem is that they are 4 time zones in the US. Katie must be an hour ahead of LA, if I'm not wrong, as says Sebastian. Yeah, as soon as there's multiple time zones in a place, makes it very difficult. And my money is Italy to take the Six Nations title, the Kiwi lads. But your money, if you put it on, you get them $501 per dollar that you've got as well. And it is 10 at the moment. And there says Gary. So that will be 10 a.m. or 10 p.m. 10 a.m. 10 a.m. It's 10 a.m. Final answer. It's got to be 10 a.m. Doing all right, Katie Dixon. And as I said, the Big V8 show. But currently, we have still got a skiing ad here in New Zealand talking about the Winter Olympics, but I assume the second half of this game won't be a mile away. They will know. Normally it's about 10 minutes or so, but the next game that we will be covering on the channel, it is going to be the matchup that has taken place between Wales, that's a lie, between England and Scotland for that one. And we will go like this, and we will go like this as well. These are the fixtures that are taking place next week for anyone who is curious. Wales, they will be taking on Scotland. France, taking on Ireland, and then Italy will be hosting England for the final game. So all of these times that you do see are in New Zealand time, and that is actually the time that every week the games are going to be taking place. So it is always going to be the first game at 3:15, second game at 5:45, and then the 4 a.m. game is going to be on the Monday. So be sure to write those ones in the calendar if you do want to try and keep track of the days that things are taking place. I always struggle with calendars. That's why I have to write notes like 24/7 just to make sure that I am on the right track. What is going on? And also 10, 12 a.m. And come on, Ireland, says Rugby Action at the moment. They're sitting very nicely for themselves. 10 points up, but they will want to try and extend that lead just a little bit more. And in Michigan at the moment, allow me to translate on our estimated commentator's behalf. Are there any MILFs in the chat? Or in our esteemed commentator's behalf. And then actually we have like 5 or 6 of you include Hawaii and Alaskan as well. And also France versus Italy tomorrow, says Paul. It is indeed, and that is going to be a pretty awesome game, and we are covering that game on the channel as well. All right, then, mainly in US, there's Sebastian, and yes, I am an hour ahead of LA, which means you would be 10-something or 11-something or somewhere around 10-something. I think you're 10:15 as well as Gary. I think you guys are the same time zone, maybe, hopefully. But now we are just about to get underway for the second half of this match, and it should be, I think it's going to be relatively fast-paced, to be honest. I don't think either side will be too slow, even though Wales had to make themselves a total of 100 tackles in that first half. I think they will be coming out speedy for the first little while, just waiting to get the bonus points later, and that'll be more happy, or that will be more happy, or that will make me happy, I think that is, from Paul. So is that bonus point for Ireland, or is that bonus point maybe for Scotland? You know, maybe Scotland might be sneaking cheeky wee bonus point. Although saying that, I think Scotland, like that game, I can't see it being split by more than 7 anyway. Like for either side, I feel like it's going to be close. But then there's also a chance that England, I think, personally, it's either going to be a close one and Scotland win it, or England are going to run away with it by like 10 more points. How many time zones in New Zealand? 1. Easy. we just got the one. It's currently 4:15 a.m. Australia, they've got about 3 or 4, so they are where it gets a bit weird in terms of trying to work out maths and time zones and whatnot. And one, I think, says better yet. Unless, of course, we've got, no, I don't think any of the islands out to the side have got a different run on Ireland, mate. All islands, says Paul. Right, so, Paul, first try scorer of the second half. Who are we keeping our eyes on? Who are you saying is going to get it? We've had about 4 Ronan Kelleher so far. So are you going with him, or are you going with someone else? Isn't it 2 time zones? Where's the other one? It could be. Chatham Islands are they're one of the little islands. I don't even know what side of the island the Chatham Islands are on. What's their time zone? The big VHO. Do let me know. It's 5:16 here. Wait, is it? It's 4:16 here. And you're in the North Island. No, you don't know. Chatham Islands, though, I feel like they're probably the exception, aren't they? Is there another one that does have a little bit of a different one as well off the side? That one going to be running out onto the field once again here for the Irish. They've got the Aviva crowd. Australia has 4. No wonder I get confused when the game starts as well, says Gary there. Although I do try and schedule them a little bit earlier now. I used to schedule them way later, like an hour before the match, but now I try and get them in nice and early. So that if you guys do want to set those reminders, it is possible. But overall, I have weird times that I do set them. I'll probably set up the one for France versus Italy at a random hour. I can't remember a game in which one team never had one favourable decision from the ref, as well, says Peter Young, and I assume that is for the Welsh there. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, Ireland haven't given away a single penalty so far throughout that first half. It's going to be kicked off now for the second, and we are going to be underway once again. It was Johnny Sexton kicking that one off straight into the hands of Liam Williams. Straight away, a little bit of an attacking play from the Welsh, who are looking to try and drive their way into a winning position in this matchup. It's going to be tough for them, though. Adelaide is worst with their half an hour box logic, and Channel Islands are 45 minutes ahead of the rest of New Zealand. Okay, so we said Adelaide with 30 were annoying. I feel like Chatham Islands 45 minutes would be even more annoying. So I guess they're 45 minutes ahead of the rest of New Zealand. So they'll be sitting 5 a.m. at the moment in the Chatham Islands. Is that on, I think it's on this side, isn't it? You guys probably don't know what side I'm on, so that me pointing doesn't make sense, does it? That's going to be another advantage against Ireland. And now running their way 40 and Henderson. Now going back, Johnny Sexton passes it across the hands of Conway. Once again, I mean, Ireland have had all of the advantages throughout this match. We haven't really seen a single one for the Welsh, and also we've got the Kia ora in there. As Al says, you got to welcome into the Livestream, mate. Hope you're doing well. Johnny Sexton kicks it in behind. It's a skidding one, and they do go back for the original penalty once again. The one against Wales. And also, mate, do you ever get a chance to sleep on the weekends with all the streams? As us, says Matthew Dixon. Sometimes. Not at a normal time. Anyway. Like, normally, if I sleep, like, my plan today is going to be, I'll end up, I think this last live stream for England versus Scotland finishes at 7:45. I'll probably end up having some tea. I always say tea, and it sounds so weird, but pretty much I'll have my tea that would be anyone else's breakfast. Then from there, I'll probably end up, I think I need to tidy my room. I might tidy my room. and just clean up the lounge a little bit. And then from there, George might come around if it's raining, and then I'll probably end up going to sleep at about 1 p.m. and then wake up at maybe like 9 or so, and then end up getting ready for my next 2 live streams tomorrow night. So to answer your question, yes, but it's during the day that I do sleep. Rolling maul now for the Irish once again. Ronan Keller, we were talking about it at halftime. Everyone was saying that he would be the man. Does score the try at the moment. Wales need to get out of there. They were told, or I think he was actually being told to stay in. It's going to be now the player dragging it down, and it's another penalty to Ireland. The Channel Islands are about 1,000 k's east of the South Island. Oh, believe it or not, me pointing that way was actually east because I'm on the east coast. So sometimes I send you a message. Please reply to me sometime. I send a message. I'll definitely reply to you. So I says the chance I will try my best to be able to reply. I probably reply between the live streams. Now I think about it, I'll have about a 10-minute break where I will be having a quick beverage and whatnot. I'm now ahead of you, Hamish. So that's this Paddy Wagon. Are you sure you haven't just not changed your clock from daylight savings, Paddy? Because that could be the case. And England have an exciting looking team. They do. And Scotland as well. That game's going to be an absolute ripper of one. It's going to be taken nicely by Ireland, going too early there, and it is going to be the advantage once again to Ireland. Now Ronan Keller goes down everyone's line on the ground. And now Jameson gives him back, goes across Bundyaki. Johnny Sexton sells the dummy ball on the inside. Off to Conway. This is looking very good for Ireland. Big Ty Furlong almost got it out to Andrew Conway. Takes the catch. He's going to be able to get them on the outside. Did he slide over the line, Andrew Conway? He's celebrating it. I think he might have just been able to sneak that one in the corner, but France still must have by what time? The UK says it is as well, says United by United. And here's an interesting fact. France is the country with the most time zones in the world, thanks to their administrative. That didn't roll off the tongue, did it? Territories around the world as well. And Mac Hansen to score today on his first cap. They're just checking whether or not was still in the same movement, I believe. And no, it's an hour ahead as well. Says Betty Wagon, I threw away my money today. I put €10 on Italy to beat France. The numbers gamble 66-1. Only 66-1. Does he get this one down, Andrew Conway? Oh, I think he's just short for that one. Are they actually only paying you $66? I'm going to have a look at the New Zealand TAB. I think you've been ripped off big time. I think he's inches from the line, but then I think it might have rolled onto it. And clearly a try as well. So from this angle, goes down. So that is short, but then he's still got a little bit, and then that rolls onto the line. So I think that is going to still be considered put on. I think that's still going to be all right. Legally, and it is going to be a try. That was a try. Somebody called Cox as well. And there. So it is the try. Andrew Conway scores it for his side. And I was call the Irish Gardener or the Gutter. One moment we all go like that. Andrew Conway. I actually said his name. Somehow I've done it. Once again, predicting things slightly correct, but that's going to be the try in the 43rd minute of that one. They like threes, don't they, at the moment, the Irish? Although, if we're talking fours bonus point time, Wales to win this game at the moment sitting at $31. Oh, no, Italy here to win is actually only $26. So you probably got a pretty good bargain for yourself. I swear they would have been a lot higher than that. I know for them to win the Six Nations is $501 as well. And also, I got the 111. Hello, I would like to report a no try crime as well. And also, spoiler says Gareth there. And also, so in New Zealand, Ireland, they are not called the police. They are the Garda or Gardi. I see. I feel like sometimes you guys have to explain like the simplest stuff to me. And I'm like a child learning. I'm like, Oh, Johnny Sexton. He's nailed that kick from the touchline. It's ended up curving around beautifully. It does now make the score 17-0 to the Irish as well. See, that's the thing. He missed one relatively close to out in front, and now he's just slotting them from the touchline up there. Nothing. That was almost a banana kick from Johnny Sexton as well. But anyone who is new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We're going to be back for the Ireland versus England game that is coming up very soon. Oh, Johnny Sexton almost got his kneecap taken out. It's a good kick downfield, and damn bigger, no option now but to just hold on to that one. And also clearly double movement. Can that be a try? Says Matthew Dixon there with the tongue out emoji. Yeah, look at that. Whole heap of red players just going across. Johnny Sexton celebrating as well. He's still got a happy face. Well, that one, Andrew Conway, he kind of went, so as in to say, not too sure whether or not that was a good one. That was relatively wonky for the throw, but it's a knock-on. No, Dane Basham regathers it just for himself. Ronan Keller trying to intercept that one. Just not quite able to now. It's going to be the quick hands. Liam Williams through the legs, bounce past the Lewis Rees-Zammit once again, kicking it in behind. He loves doing that, although he might have overcooked that one just a little bit. Does go close to the in-goal area, but Andrew Conway now kicking it downfield for touch. It's a good kick as well. And now 35 metres out low, says Prague as well. Welcome in. And who got the try, says Illinois? It was Andrew Conway. Did end up scoring it, and then Bundy Aki was able to get the original try in the match. And is there an island as well? Island called Ireland near New Zealand. It says United by United. I know that we got like someone mentioned earlier on the Channel Islands. I don't know whether or not we got Ireland. As well, we got a South Island and a North Island. And I mean, you guys have Northern Ireland, so I guess, it's close. But now Thomas Williams will be passing it back across. Will Rowland's just throwing himself at the line. They're currently building up quite nicely here for Wales. They do need to keep on hanging on to it, though. They do want to get back into the match. Andrew Porter trying to get straight on it. And the breakdown juggle there from Dan Bigger. About 3 different parries, but still able to keep it on the side of the Welsh. Lewis Rees-Zammit, forward pass. And they are going back for it as well. Currently 47 minutes into this game, and Ireland have got themselves a 17-0 lead over Wales. There's a little bit of a pat on the head to Mackenzie Hansen from Liam Williams. Lewis Rees-Zammit, he's been good with defence, but not so much on attack, unfortunately, today. I'm from north of Ireland. As well, and then also we've got the Hamish Master Cartographer. As I am Bigger certainly felt that hit from Duan van der Merwe, from Van der Fleer. Love it as well. Says Kana Koinen. And that's the thing. Like, when the big boys get a little bit of steam going, you don't want to get hit by them. Like, even when there's a smaller player, like the speed that some of these guys go, and also we can just say North Island as well. And there says Paddy Wagon and also Hamish Bro, it's half time as well, says Michelle. So we are just after half time. We've still got another 33 minutes left in this game. And then we've got another game straight after, which I'm very excited for, as it is going to be the matchup between England and Scotland as well. And whoever wins this game, they will be sitting top of the Six Nations table for a little bit of time, up until maybe we get to see the result of that one. But then if it's supposed to be a close game, that one between England and Scotland, it's probably not going to be the case of whoever wins that game goes to the top. It will be whoever wins this game. Definitely if it is a one-sided Irish performance. Going back across now, it's a nice salad, a dummy from Johnny Sexton. Oh, he's dropped the ball, though, and he felt that one in his ribcage. Going back out now, Josh Adams, man, on the outside if he decides to use him, getting close to the touchline. Good help from Johnny McNichol. Just hanging on to the ball for Wales, and they had to work extremely hard to get that one. Now, Dan Bigger selling a dummy. Tell you what, it's a battle with the veteran 10s at the moment here. We have still not seen a single penalty against Ireland so far in this match. Is that going to change anytime soon, or will it continue to be the Irish who have got the favour? And also, has Jarvo been spotted yet? Not that I have seen anyway. Although maybe, who knows, maybe for the next game, we might see Liam Williams getting driven sideways, gives it back across the Bigger. Flat pass once again. Good fend from Ryan Elias, creeping his way forward. It was Sexton who was able to drag him down. Now going back, Wainwright off to Wyn Jones. Shut down, finds the offload though. Now Josh Adams, wide cutout pass. Out to Tame Basham, trying to charge his way forward. Offload, Johnny McNichol now off to Liam Williams. Our key is able to make the tackle. They just start letting them through here, the Irish. Their defence is very sound at the moment. And it's an advantage, a high tackle advantage to Wales. Their first advantage, I believe, in this whole match, in fact. It is still going to be on their side. Little kick behind from Thomas Williams. The chip and chase there. Oh, Josh Adams, that's very dirty. That's very dirty from Josh Adams on Johnny Sexton. He almost just gave Johnny Sexton a shoulder charge off the ball. Okay, they're going back for the penalty. They might go upstairs and have a look at this one. Because Josh Adams, that didn't look like the best challenge. I think he saw that he wasn't getting it. Nah, that's bad. That's bad from Josh Adams. That's going to be probably a yellow card and a reverse of the penalty. He led with a shoulder charge to the throat of Johnny Sexton. Ireland defence has been solid as well there. And I'll say, he's big, so it won't be hard as well. Johnny Sexton, he'll be feeling every bit of that one. Okay, calling him both captains. Oh, okay, they're actually saying both were going after the ball. Also, we've improvised, or we'll improvise the bumper emoji in there as well. And I love the violence and got to be yellow. Says United by United. I think they're just going to let this one play on. I think they've got to look at this again because they're saying they're both going for the ball. But Josh Adams, as soon as he saw him not getting that ball, he changed his path and went straight into Johnny Sexton. He turned his shoulder. They're saying he's bracing for contact. I think he was bracing for contact with Johnny Sexton's head. Okay, they're saying no contact to head. So because of that, it is going to be all right. I think they are saying. Okay, so the French touch judge has said it's very reckless from my view, and I would agree with him there. And also kaboom, and also, yeah, it's like he blacked out. I forgot he was going for the ball as on there. And Josh Adams, he can't believe it. I mean, it's not exactly, if you're going to do that, you got to try and hide it. That wasn't hiding it. I mean, the commentators are just now saying the more that you look at it, maybe it's not that great. But from the first time we saw it, it's not good. From Josh Adams. He does not look to gather the ball. It's going to be a yellow card to Josh Adams here. And they actually were going to have the first penalty of the match for themselves, but now they have blown that there for Wales. And the more I watch it, the nastier it looks as well. And yep, yellow says United by United. Okay, so Josh Adams, he is going to the bin. And if there was any head contact, he would have been off the field with a red as well there. So probably very lucky the fact that he did end up hitting Johnny Sexton in the chest. Josh Adams, he can't quite believe it. I can't read lips, but I think the Welsh coach just said he should have been going for the ball for that one. So I think he actually agreed with that. And how beautiful is this? Is Matthew Dixon. And well, he got off easy. Josh Adams with the yellow. And there is says Sebastian. Maybe I need a yellow card emoji. That might have to be the next one now that we're moving out of the cricket season. I think we'll still keep wicket or out, but we probably won't have the 6th one because we are going into test match cricket and 1,000 or 100% few inches higher in red. As our Josh Adams, you absolute god. What were you playing at? And there says Conway, and yeah, it was a bit of a cheap shot at Johnny Sexton for that one. I guess Johnny Sexton, he's playing very well, and the players don't want him to continue playing that well, I guess. But you got to try and do it a little bit more strategic than that, pretty much just going for it. I was a yellow SpongeBob as well. And this is Betty, and also Ireland is fully dominated in this match. I'm surprised Wales can't even manage 1 point, and now this could be another 7 here for Ireland. Stepping on the inside nicely was Andrew Conway. Going back across now. It will be a short ball. Josh Van Den Floor puts the head down. Almost able to break through. 10 metres out. At the moment now, it's Hugo Keenan. Off to the number 5. He decides to take it on there for James Ryan. It looks like Andrew Porter wants this one. Or who gets it? Could be Big Ty Furlong. Offloads it back to Johnny Sexton. Does take the contact and does go down as well. Who out of the Irish forwards decides that they want a piece of the action as Josh Van Den Floor just gets bent over backwards though. Now going for once again, Jack Conan, great low tackle on him, still hanging on. Tyke Furlong off now into the hands of the number 4, Tyke Byrne, almost reaching out. Now going back, does he give it off? No, he goes wide, way out, and Andrew Conway scores again, and that is going to be his 2nd try of the match as well. We will go like that, and it was nicely done. They just used the back line rather than using the big forwards like we normally see from Ireland. Instead, they decided that it was worth a crack, going with the wide cut out pass and also run, Boris, run. And they're an easy stuff and boy run in there, and we can keep the 6. After all, it's the 6 Nations. That does make sense now that I think about it. And Andrew Conway, the Munster man, keeping it alive. He is indeed 2 tries in a row for that man, and he has been doing very nicely for his side. But it's the big forwards who are creating these opportunities. They just throw themselves at the line. Josh Van Den Floor doing phenomenally there. And then from there, Tyburn getting close. All they needed to do at this stage was just fire it out wide. They could have used Tyg Furlong. They could have used Josh Van Den Fleur. Instead, they do the wide cutout pass, and it's the Conway or the Conway. And it there says Paddy Wagon on Conway's surname. People are dominating both cricket and rugby. Devon Conway and Andrew Conway into there as well. I was just washing my neck when I was drinking. It looks so weird. If you get the bonus point today, a big chance missed. As I definitely with the yellow card at the moment for the Welsh, it's certainly a good opportunity for Ireland to keep on driving their way forward, have to get the bonus point. And also, I see what you did there on O'Connor and Munster, lads steering up in Leinster as well, says Sebastian. And also, we've got their Paul with a few clovers. Johnny Sexton from the touchline. Nice. Straight over from Johnny Sexton. I mentioned it earlier. Him missing the first couple kicks just meant that he's probably going to go on and get the rest of them today. And United by United has got the 4-leaf clovers in there as well. But currently a couple subs being made by Wales. They've decided now is the time to act and see whether or not they can get something going. So this will be, I believe, Gareth Thomas and also Dylan Lewis both going out. And Jack Conan actually going to be the man replaced for Ireland. Doesn't look too happy about it as well for Ireland, but unfortunately someone has to go off the field, and that will be for Peter O'Mahony. And Ireland looking very strong, which they are indeed. A lovely kick using the wind. Oh, okay, Tyg Furlong actually making his way off the field, which is one that you don't normally expect to see for big old Tyg Furlong. Goes into touch. And now Liam Williams considered taking it quickly, but decides against it in the end. And Hamish, your YouTube live stream and watching crossed 100. It is so insane. People love rugby in New Zealand, so they do indeed. Even though I would say the thing is with this one, it's probably a majority of people from around the world who aren't in New Zealand, seeing as it is 4:37 a.m. here in Kiwiland. Do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, where are you watching these live streams from? Do let me know. I know we've got a few from Ireland, a few from, we've got one from Romania, a couple from USA as well, which is pretty awesome. Currently now driving their way forward in the rolling maul here for Wales. They still have 5 minutes 40 left of their yellow card as well. And still, it's an advantage. Now, I believe that was for trying to take it down. Ryan Elias, he's gone off the field. And it was Dewey Lake now on debut. Inside ball to Johnny McNichol. And they're going back for that penalty. India as well. And Koibig in there as well, says Adam. And also Cape Verde in Africa, says Alan White. And also it's most likely Irish in the chat. Well, it's mostly Irish in the chat. Coding, but yeah, rugby always gets the love it deserves, and ref was rubbish. Sexton diving, hands on face when Adams didn't at the face, scrums, offside, crossing, and so much more. Every call gone against Wales is unfair, says Nut Nut. Although they did just get themselves their first penalty. It's been a long time though. It doesn't normally take 54 minutes for a side to get one in a match. Watching from Audley in Staffordshire, England, and have just subscribed. I'm from Belfast, but live in England these days. And also we have got the Albuquerque, New Mexico, and Pretoria, South Africa. So we've got people from all around the world, which is absolutely awesome. I feel like a majority of those ones listed have got a Northern Hemisphere / it is actually afternoon for you guys, isn't it? Give it to myself, and Ireland is a mix between power and experience, says Guyan Palo there, and currently just knocked into touch there. And it is just a physical game of rugby being played by Ireland at the moment. Ireland cheating. And there's his Nut Nut. Although now 5 meters out from the line, Ronan Kelleher will be throwing this one in here from Germany as well, says Julia there. Oh, what time is it in Germany at the moment? And you guys are biased, grow up, open your eyes as well. And there's his Nut Nut, and also funny how good Wales are without ref on their side. And there's his Sexton. Currently kicked high once again. It's close to the touchline, taken quickly, almost by Johnny McNichol, decides against it. And funny, we got a new coach as well. And this is Nut Nut, and also it's 8:40 a.m. here. And it says Katie Dixon, and also it is currently 4:40. Oh, okay, so you guys are 12 hours behind. That is easy to remember, because my time zones are not good. I'd say Josh Adams cheated his way to a red card, or way out of a red card, mate. And it says Sebastian. And here from Ireland, says Paul as well. But we are going to be covering the next game, England versus Scotland as well, plus all of the games of the Six Nations. Now, before the Six Nations started, my prediction of who was going to win, I did say either Ireland, England, or France, but I did have a soft spot for Ireland. At the moment, they are playing very nicely, and this game's sitting 24-0. Currently going to be Jameson Gibson Park once again putting up the high kick. I don't think Conor Murray will be too far away. The way it is going, all eyes for the ball, and it's going to be knocked back nicely Lands a tight boon, tries to find the offload. Caelan Doris ends up knocking it on. And the Welsh have got this one back on the halfway line. 3 minutes left of that yellow card. McNichol goes back now to Bigger. Nice step from Liam Williams. Advantage over for the knock-on as well. And Bundyaki straight on the ball. No, loses the footing. Well, that one, Thomas Williams going back across a little bit of a stutter step there from Gareth Thomas. Oh, who's that in the background? I think that's actually Liam Williams who has stayed down at the moment, which is not what Wales will be wanting. Definitely not with a back missing at this current time. Now the big man at number 18, Dylan Lewis, throwing himself for him in Sri Lanka as well. Says Banaga there. So welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing well. Are you commentating on Scotland versus England? We are indeed. Going to be live from 5:30 onwards. That's a knock-on from Liam Williams. And now Ireland will have the scrum feed and do the Conway as well. And there says Betty Wagon, also sworn to be free no more. Our ancient Shireland as well shall shelter the despot. I'm not too sure of that word, unfortunately. Depot. Depot, I know what that is, but not sure with the S in there as well. But we have got the Irish flags in there from Brazilian. And there in Sri Lanka, says Managa there. As I know, I don't open your eyes. I'm Irish as well, says Nut Nut. And there, I love saying your name, even though you probably hate when people say it like that. So I do apologize if that is annoying. But Dewey Lake at the moment, he is on debut for this game. Another player who was on debut, Kenzie Hansen. And also that is awesome welcome. And yes, from Matthew to Banaga. But currently, he's going to have a big task here in a scrum up against a tough Irish forward pack. They've made a change with Finlay Bilham slotting in at tight head prop. I don't think they want to risk that injury of Ty Furlong, which may have been why they decided to take him off so early. Prince of Wales College in Sri Lanka as well. Says Banaga. At the moment, I assume you are going for Wales in this game or in the Six Nations overall. I think, but currently we have got time off sitting at 57 minutes into this game. What we will quickly do as well is show you guys the Six Nations fixtures that are taking place next week. Of course, later on today, we have got England taking on Scotland, followed by the next game that is going to be on Monday night, which is 24 hours from now. And that is going to be the game taking place between France and Italy. These are the games next week, though. Wales taking on Scotland, France taking on, it will be Ireland, and then Italy taking on England as well. Those are our next ones that we are going to be having in Conda as well. And there, well, who said Ireland will win by 20? You were right. As well in there. And also, hey, long time no see. Siddhartha, welcome into the live stream, mate. Hope you are doing well. Currently, front row's going down. Penalty to Ireland on the far side. And it was Dylan Lewis who just lost the footing. And aced it as well in there from Sebastian. My voice is trying to disappear. Do you know Sri Lanka? I do indeed. I would like... Oh, that's a brilliant kick there. And now 5 meters out, it is going to be the line-out drive for Ireland once again from sunny Arizona as well. And enjoying the game broadcast as well, waiting for the big game in Scotland, says Roger. And yeah, that one's going to be a very exciting one. We will be covering that game between Scotland and England. And what should be, I feel, a very close fixture. Aliens watch it, but... crap playing it, I've heard it. So, and there it says United by United now driving forward once again. It's a penalty though to Wales. They have said that they didn't legally do it. And they have just driven their way over. Oh, they're still celebrating. Oh, it was Josh Van den Fleur. Thought that he had scored the try, but now there's going to be, I think they ended up, what's the call here? What happens? Okay, I think Caelan Doris, there was something to do with they put him in the wrong place, I believe, for that one, which is what the penalty was for. And also doing all right. About to go to sleep, though, as well. Says Siddhartha there. Yeah, I think that's one thing that this year, my sleep schedule, I did say at the start of the year from a New Year's resolution, I was like, right, I'm going to sleep at normal hours. And I don't think I've had a normal hour sleeping night other than maybe like 3 times this year. So far, currently, Wales have got this one 25 meters out from their line, rolling the ball back. Thomas Williams, it was almost, he rolled the ball back. It's going to be stripped away. And now Ireland have got this one back. Johnny Sexton, 40 meters out. Nice run from Mackenzie Hansen on the outside. Bundyaki now, Gary Ringrose Can he give it to Conway for the hat-trick, or does he go himself? He cuts in and he scores a bonus point try for Ireland, and they are on fire at the Aviva at the moment. And the crowd are going absolutely nuts for them as well. Connor Murray, he's a happy man. Jack Conham going the pat, but it was Gary Ringrose who was able to get that one. He will add him to the list of try scorers as well. Ringrose, and it was in the 59th minute that he was able to score it. It was the steal in the end from Ronan Kelleher. Then from there, Mackenzie Hansen, good attacking run. Bundy are key there as well. And then from there, Gary Ringrose. They had to try and cover Conway. They weren't able to stop either of the men. And it was Gary Ringrose who was able to go through and score the try. And that's the bonus point, like I mentioned, Irish man watching from Kuwait as well. Says Johnson, welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing well and so gutted to be taken off. Says it, Tyke Furlong. Yeah, it is a shame he was taken off so early for Finley Bilham, but hopefully he does go all right. And the next game, Tyke Furlong up against France. And so are we. King Elsa League as well. Says that Katie Dixon, and also you play well, Tyke Furlong. And it says that Matthew. Yeah, Gary Ringrose just breaking through the tackle with a little bit of moisture around. It does always make it a bit harder to grip the shirt when you are trying to slow someone down. And Liam Williams found that out firsthand. Try to another back for Ireland. And this is actually one of the first games in a while I've seen for Ireland that it hasn't been any forwards scoring their tries yet. And we want 5 as Aussies United, and also Coy Big in there. Says Adam, and all come on, Wales. Says at the Naga there. And Hamish Bro, I think Wales are not take any point after losing their game margin points. Says Michelle. And that's the thing. Points differential can be huge in this competition. That is for sure. But currently, I'm just thinking back. 27 of the last 29 Ireland have won at the Aviva Stadium. This one is going to be added to that list, so it will be 28 from 30. Fun fact, though, last time that these two sides played off, it was actually Wales who did end up getting the win. But other than that, the last 5 appearances between the two sides have all gone the way of the other. I believe, I want to say that was Ronan Keller. Yes, it was, to get taken off the field, and that will be for Dan Sheehan, who's now made his way out. Leinster lad scoring a try as well, and I think this could prove to be embarrassing for Wales. And also, I know it could be could this be a record incoming? What is the record, Gareth? Do you know? And I'm watching from Lithuania as well. Says Aviva there. So welcome into the live stream. Johnny Sexton misses that one away to the right-hand side a little bit. He's disappointed with it, but the score still remains at 29-0. And can I see it on Prime Video UK? Says Jacopo. One moment. I have got a list of providers, although this list does not have all of them, I will mention as well. So for the UK, what do we got? You got BBC Sport, ESPN, ITV, NBC, SN, Premier Sports Asia, RTE Player, RTE Sport, RTE2. I don't know what RTE is, but there's a lot of them. Super Sport as well, but a few of the other ones aren't actually on there. But hopefully you will be able to find that one watching from Northern India as well. England by 15 points, says Stephen Vincent there. The prediction for that game coming up against Scotland, but that's going to be a good game. And I feel like this was a nice prelim to it. That's going to be a big hit there on Caelan Doris. Got his ribcage rattled, and I think he got winded as well with that one. Tame Basham once again just throwing himself at the line. And it's going to be the knock-on advantage. James Hume, he is out on the field now. Currently, Jaco Piper telling the Irish players to get out of it as well. Can the Welsh side get themselves one try in this game? Maybe another one later if they do get one, and it's going to be now Liam Williams out to Lewis Rees-Zammit. Just not given the space, though, to be able to make any real impact. Andrew Porter able to drag him down in a good tackle on the 22-metre line going back now. It's just great defence from Ireland. They aren't letting them sneak through it all. Every gap is getting plugged pretty quick. Should say that's not. Oh, yes, it was. It's a good low tackle from Gary Ringrose. That should have been a gap, and it's a penalty now to Ireland as well. And it was Peter O'Mahony getting straight on the ball. And also kaboom. And also we've got the RTE as National Irish channel as well. Sort of public channel, says Sebastian, and ITV Hub. And also we have got there, and if you want to see rugby, you have to sell your mother as well, says Jacopo. Seems pretty rough. Although I can tell you Six Nations YouTube channel. I can tell you where you can find the highlights for yourself. One moment. We will go like this. Where are they? Hey, Joey Carberry, he is making his way onto the field by the sounds of it. So that is good to see that he is going to be back. We will go like this. We will go like this. And there you go, Jacopo. Be sure to check out that because they should have the highlights of the games as they are coming up. Kind of like, unfortunately, you won't be able to watch them live, but you will still be able to see the highlights of the games. Can I see it on Prime Video? In Sri Lanka, maybe. You might have to have a look. I know that at one stage, the Autumn Internationals were on Amazon Prime, weren't they? But then I'm not too sure whether or not they are still on there, unfortunately, for the Six Nations competition. And also, we've got there, Banaga said, thanks, no worries, mate. And hopefully, hopefully it does all go smoothly for yourself. But now kicking the ball high once again, close to the touchline. It's going to be just staying in the field of players are watching the Six Nations nowadays. It's just like watching the Rugby Championship. The pace of the game is becoming faster and faster, like the Northern Hemisphere, says James. But currently now we're going to go here. We're going to go here. Okay. We are still like, okay, that was really weird. Pretty much my live stream has a number that like shows me how many people are watching, and it dropped right down to 1. And I got so worried because the last time it did that was when we got a copyright strike. And my heart sank. You guys probably saw me turn like a bright red or a pale or something from that. But luckily we're still going. And now Gary Ringrose kicks it in mine with the wee grubber. Mackenzie Hanson waiting for that one to pop. And there's going to be Liam Williams able to clean that one up. Only 10 metres out. Change the score as well. And there says, Najika, at the moment it is still 29-0 for myself. So that is why it is sitting the way that it is and dropped to 1 as well. And there says Katie Dixon. Yeah, that was real weird, wasn't it? Yeah, it did it for me too. So luckily we're still going. But yeah, that was really weird. Now going up, it's going to be Thomas Williams, kicks it downfield. In fact, sorry, it would have been Gareth Davies. And also we've got about telling you both some streaming rights. So all of us can watch as well, says Siddhartha. I mean, I would love to, although we're looking at probably, to be able to stream the whole Six Nations, you're probably looking at a couple million or somewhere around there. So, I mean, if you want to make a donation of a couple million, I would be more than happy to show the game. But they are huge, like, broadcasting rights. Like, we're talking hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars to be able to show the game as well. And also, we've got there all the Southern Hem coaches as well, says the Sexton. And please tell 3 times of this. Please tell 3 times of this PWC. What is PWC? Do you let me know a rat catcher? Put it on a shirt. As well, and then also, swear to God, I'll find those rats, says Katie Dixon. And also, do you think that Italy has any chance of winning a match this season of the Six Nations, says Samuel? I hope that they can really challenge for themselves. I feel like if we're going off this performance, this is going to sound harsh, but I feel like they could give Wales a good game. But I know that it will be in that situation of probably switching around a little bit. It's just gone back to 1. Then it goes from 1 to normal again. Okay, that's very weird. But I guess it is what it is. We'll just go with it for now, as long as we're not going down. It's all good. But now Joseph Gibson Park goes back once again. Joey Carberry is the first receiver for himself here. Really just continuing to drive their way forward. Hume trying to step his way through. Now it's at 116 again. Yeah, it's balking out. And there's Katie Dixon. But currently it was another advantage, not moving away. And it will be Ireland now with Peter O'Mahony. What do? They are kicking for the corner. Maybe you're under inspection as well, says Siddhartha. Maybe. Who knows? And also we have got there, I had a rat catcher bag when I was a child, the Batman villain. And I was at Prince of Wales College. Okay. That makes sense. And also like YouTube bingo. And then it says United by United. And currently, they are just showing there 134 tackles made by Wales, 17 missed tackles, whereas in the first half, they were actually 105 tackles made with only 9 missed, as our aliens are invading. And there says Paddy Waggins, they could be. It's an interesting, I mean, if aliens were invading, though, I don't know why they'd be like, right, for our first invasion, we are going to be going and trying our best to take down a small Six Nations YouTube channel live stream. That can be our first kind of one that we do try out and see how it goes. But now currently 10 metres out, it looks like it could be on the side of Wales, is it? No, still just hanging on to it on Ireland. It looks like Finlay Bilham might get his first. Gary Nutt, they're going back for the penalty. I should have got him. I should get 50 points here. Wales play like this. Could lose to Italy as well. There's a Roger there. Bit of push and shove throughout the two as well. Actually, now I think about it, where are they playing that Italy versus Wales game? That's going to be the one that we look at. Now kicking out for touch once again for Joey Carberry. They want another try here, Ireland. Amage Ireland again. Says United by United. And if time travel ever became a thing, I'm pretty sure I would only use it to go back in time to collect LPs and rare toys, says Katie Dixon. One moment, we will go here. Wales, where do they play? They have got a home game up against Italy at the Principality Stadium, but now driving their way forward, it looks like it will be Dan Sheehan. Got this ball in hand. Jameson gives him park. He does end up joining the breakdown there, trying to go for the rolling maul himself. Alongside, it looks like Gary Ringrose asking for it as well. He offloads it back now. No. Little bit of obstruction, accidental. And hello, friends, says Wet Willie. Welcome in. And who will win the Six Nations? To be honest, before the competition, I said Ireland. The way that they've been playing in this game, I mean, anything's possible at the moment for them. Also, France and England, I think, are my other two ones that I think will be pretty much up there. I don't know how they'll go, though. Depending on how it goes, Scotland might be able to beat England, and then that will change its test for their recruits as well there. And also, I had a pretty good Wednesday, probably travel back to then. And so Jason gives them back. Now going off the field for Conor Murray, Ireland 54-10. The last 2002, Lansdowne Road as well. So that is the highest score. I assume that's the highest difference between the two sides as well. We might get to see Alien Rugby, yay, as well. I mean, it would be an interesting concept, seeing how quick they are. I feel like some of them, like, surely if they can fly by themselves, although they have spacecraft, so I assume they can't fly. But I'd assume an alien would be quick. But then saying that, how many legs is an alien got? That's going to be a penalty to Ireland once again. I can just imagine like an alien just well and truly like kind of boom, 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 boom with the legs. And thank you, as I says, Wet Willie, and also hello, Wet of the, or Willie of the Wet Dynasty. As well, it looks like they want the quick tap here for Ireland. They want another try. 10 minutes left in this matchup now. Taking the quick tap, Dan Sheehan drops to a knee, only sitting 5 meters out from the line now. Counter ruck from Wales doesn't work out. I think that ball was dropped. It was a knock on. And now Wales survive for themselves. They managed to force the error. Okay, someone might have been swearing because the commentators just said, we're sorry if you found any of that language that you may have heard offensive. I was yawning, so I didn't hear any of it. I wonder what word they said. As I hi, but I am Welsh. I'm very depressed at the moment, says Black Belt Jones, although something I'm sure that I can help to cheer you up. One moment. I can save this. Last year's table. Champions. So don't worry too much. You got that one in the bag. This has been a tough game, but as you can see there, I can't reach that far. They had one loss when they were becoming champions last year. So it's still early days. Hopefully that made you feel slightly better. May have just made you feel worse, though. As I'll say, hello, brother. And then also we have got there, what have you been doing, mate? Why is it wet as well? And in the end, also we have got there, cheers, says Black Belt Jones. And also, good job. And also, Scotland are playing next. Well, that means, Irish, you might get to see our beloved Steve Smith again, hopefully, as well, says Sebastian. I feel like that's the thing. Even if it's just to pop in and say hi, I feel like I just want to know that he's, like, all right, because we haven't seen him in a couple of months. And I always, like, that's the thing. I mentioned it on one of the other live streams. Like, anytime we don't see someone for a little while, I'm always like, I hope they're all right. And, like, they are doing, they're doing well. They haven't had anything happen to them or anything like that. So even if he just pops in and says, hi, I've been like keeping well, then I'll be like, good. That is great news. Slippery ball. Once again for Conor Murray. And currently, didn't know Mexico played rugby, Katie, as well. And there. And I was like, yeah, I'm an alien rugby fan. And if England and Sharks win, that's a 10K payday. Geez, that's a bit of money. I see that the Sharks are losing at the moment to the Stormers, but that's not what you want to hear. But that's still early times in that game. At 71 minutes into this one, and once again, it is going to be the penalty to Wales. They have to kick this one for the touchline, and it is going to be none other than Callum Sheedy going for the touchline, nowhere near the touchline, and Josh Van Den Fleur now going to be having the counter-attack, kicking it in behind here for Ireland, going for the 50-22. It's gone too far, though, still rolling. Liam Williams asking the ball politely to keep on rolling, and he does kick it too far there for Hugo Keenan. Damn bigger. He also made his way off the field a little while ago, should mention, which is why Callum Sheedy is out there. Just didn't quite find the touchline like he would have liked to. It is quite wet there in the background by the looks of it. And also we have got we got lots of rugby in North America and Central America, brother, as well. We have a lot of catching up to do if we want to play with the rest of the world, though. And there says Katie, currently 72 minutes into this game. Bonus point try is already upon the Irish. They've been able to get themselves a bonus point. So with this win, they will actually get 5 points which will help them towards a Six Nations title. But it's early days, brother. I'm a Stormers fan, but we are playing, or we stopped playing rugby in the second half as well, says Wet Willie. That is, I was going to say that is true, although, penalty tries were a thing last week that did end up with the 22-22 draw, so you never know. Could be an interesting one. See how it goes. But now on the outside, Josh Adams, one more. Out now into the hands of Lewis Rees-Zammit. Normally, if you got your name cut into 3 parts, you're normally pretty good as well. McCarley now going back across. Once again, looking pretty nice for these boys. And the rear kick. Can they get themselves a try? That wasn't too good. That's going back for the penalty, though. The game against the Bulls was good, though. So it says, Gareth, I don't actually know the score on that one, so be sure not to say it, just because I think I am actually going to go back and watch it after the next 2 games, although someone might end up saying it anyway. But at this stage, I feel like I'm keen to watch that game. I can't actually remember what the score was when I last saw it. As well, and also we've got there the Gleep Gorp Grubbers as well. That's a bit of a fancy name for them as well. And start with the Aliens national team. Which nation is that? When you think about it, where do the aliens, because we don't have a team for Earth, do we? So I guess they've got their individual alien countries, if that's the thing. As a Welshman, I'm now going to try another sport like bowls or something as well. Says Black Belt. I mean, bowls you might be all right. It's still slightly the same. You play it on grass sometimes, and a ball or bowl, I guess you could say. Close. Oh, it's a knock on again from Wales. I might join you on the bowls green after that one. And also got to have an alien rugby team called the Face Huggers as well. And then also in the next 10 years, USA will win the Rugby World Cup. Says Wet Willie, and also getting Nialled as a really bad at this level, and also the light bowls. And I would flip out if that happened. And there, I mean, if the USA, that's the thing, even if they make their way into a good position of being able to go on and possibly get themselves a win at a World Cup, or into the World Cup and make it through to the quarterfinals, that would be huge for them at this point in time. Well, Rowlands has gone off the field, and that will be for Ben Carter now, who has made his way out there. Currently sitting 74 minutes through this game. Is there a try for the Welsh? Can they get themselves one and get rid of that 0 that is sitting there at the moment? But Connor Murray, he will first be feeding in the ball for the Irish. And also, how long left, lads? Says Rosie at the moment. We have still got another 5.5 minutes left in this game. Bundy Arki now trying to play a bit of crash ball. And then straight after this one, we will be transferring over to our Scotland versus England live stream that we will be doing on the channel relatively soon. 5 minutes left, fam. And it says Katie, and also only if USA can get university scholarship for rugby. Try. And that is going to be Tame Basham, who does get the try for Wales. They get their first try of the Six Nations. I wasn't watching. I don't think there was a chance of Wales scoring that one, but Tame Basham has been able to get over the line and score the first try of the match for Wales. What happens here? It was a great low tackle. Then looking for the offload, it was Ty Byrne who threw it straight into the hands of Tame Basham, and he does end up getting the try and try Wales, and also boo Wales, boo as well. And we will coach them. Also, we should send Joe Marler. If the aliens made us even, they would find him likable as well. That is true. And also, Wales are shocking. Definitely going to finish 5th, says that Jack Lewis there, although it is now the try for them. They have been able to get their first one. I'm going to have to update my scoreboard and put Wales try scorers on that list. And it was Tame Basham does end up scoring the try in the 75th minute. He has played pretty well throughout this match so far. It was a brilliant tackle from Gareth Thomas there on Type around the bootlaces, and also Oily. Are we on here as well? Says Blake Mount. I mean, yes, they may not get the win, but at least there's something on the board, It's something to look at and go, well, at least we did it once. We can do it again in the future. So I'm hopeful for Wales. I feel like I just love watching all of these sides play. That could have been a dangerous tackle. Wales have got this ball at the moment, sitting just inside of their own 22. And the USA need to get kids excited about rugby. We need Pee-wee rugby like we do in baseball. And we need high school programs as well as Colgate or college, maybe it is. And also Barbarians in their sister Sexton in their chat. And happy for the Welsh. They finally have some points on the board. It would have been too harsh. And they're nil in this kind of game, like that we assume would be a relatively, a high-scoring one. We were kind of expecting 10-0 at halftime, was a little bit lower than I think I was anticipating for this one. But it is now sitting at 29-7 for this one. Goes up to Hugo Keenan, takes it beautifully down the ankles. Conor Murray at the moment now back on the halfway line. Sinclair, Genge, Simmons, Cowan, Dickey are superstars. We have to use our forward, says Jack. And yeah, that game up against Ireland, that game up against Scotland. I keep on saying Ireland, but I think that's because we're watching Ireland at the moment. Conor Murray selling the dummy, goes straight through. I think he's been ankle tipped. And now trying to get straight on the ball there for Wales. Have they got it? No, it's an advantage. Pops out the back, and it is going to be the penalty to Ireland. American Kid Sports way too health and safety matters never let us any or never did us any harm growing up. And I see Albuquerque Pee-wee Rugby bumper stickers on cars when I had to drive around town. So that is different. That is very heartwarming. This country is definitely trying. And also thanks for the support, guys. But we are super shy. See the Black Belt Jones. Yeah, but we're hopeful. Oh, I'll make you feel better again. One moment. I can save this. Boom. Last two games for Wales before this point. Bet Australia, bet Fiji. Close game with them. We don't worry about that one. But the next three were good ones. Overall for Wales, very, very good one. That will hopefully bring the mood back up as well. That one is now going to be going back here. Josh Van den Fleur, he probably deserves a try as well. Both number 7s have been great throughout this match. Now Dan Sheehan leaping his way forward. Conor Murray goes back. Bundy, Arkey on the outside. Oh, he needed to find the pass there for Carberry, and I think everyone knew it as well. Now going short side, Conor Murray once again making his way through. Almost able to go over Peter O'Mahony. Just getting tackled low by, once again, it was actually Dylan Lewis. Now the drawn pass. No, they've marked it up once again. The ball has come free, and it's going to be the knock-on advantage there. Double knock-on, and it is going to be the Welsh scrum feed we have got there. That's what I think of every time I hear it as well. And also, handsome man of the match. Australia lost our game. As says Kanakon, and yeah, he's been going very well in this one. Alex Corbziero, hopefully I pronounced that correctly, is doing good stuff over in the USA. Get exposure, and also we have got there thanks as well, and I'm just going to get pissed. It's a good way to do it. Although, make sure you're not at the ground because they don't let you drink in the second half because that kid got thrown up on. I feel bad for laughing, but it's just one of those stories that are just not good in that regard. And also now, come on, Scotland, as us, says Rosie, and also we've got to have a good binge, brother. Be safe, as us, says Katie Dixon. Now currently 10 metres out from the line here. It is going to be knocked back. It's a penalty there to Wales. Now 10 seconds left. I think they are going to be kicking this one for the touchline in the form of Callan Sheedy. They still want one more if they get the opportunity. And also, it's always sunny when you're pissed, says Sebastian. Words to live by. One's gone into Dutch just outside of the 22. So now 25 metres out. They decided against going for the tap. Thanks, Katie. I shall try as well. And the Beast is also a part of the USA structure. And of course, that would be Tendai. I can't say his last name. Tawarira. Something along those lines. I think I did get it slightly wrong, though. Unfortunately, 18 minutes through this game. And that is also unfortunate because this game is about to be over. And we don't like seeing the end of a game. We want to see many more minutes of rugby. Jaco Piper's just decided he wants to get involved in the game. That wasn't the best idea. And Ireland have turned the ball over now. One more chance here for the Irish. Conor Murray looking to the short side, gives it off to Josh Van den Fleur. Rush defence there from, I believe it was Adam Beard. Now Finlay Beelham just shunting off Aaron Wainwright like it was nothing. But he has been able to slow him down. Dan Sheehan lined up, finding the offload now to Conor Murray. Going back across. It's a good solid dummy from Joey Carberry. Just try and go through. Conor Murray off now. Tyg Byrne, the big man, trying to fend as well. Not quite finding the offload that time. Smart move not to do it last time. It did cost them a try. It's a penalty to Wales. Now they might kick it for it. And Rira. I get too much of it going on as well. I think it's because of the fact that I've been doing a lot of the Argentine pronunciation, so I go all the time. I've kicked it for touch. They want to try one more. Is that Tyg Byrne going off the field, or is he going to be just sticking out there? I think he is. And also, yeah, I think Rock Nation or ROC Nation is seeing an untapped market as well. And also, we have got there, it's always raining in Swansea, says Black Belt. And also, Beast in there says blocks. Yeah, Beast is a lot easier to be able to pronounce. It's an overthrow there from Wales, and they've given the ball back to the Irish. And it's going to be another advantage now for them. Tyg Byrne tries to sell the dummy. Instead gets tackled by Nick Tompkins. Conor Murray goes back. Carberry off to Aki. Is there a hat trick on the cards here for Conway? Is he still out on the field? I'm looking around for him. I don't think he is. It might actually be Humes, actually, who has come on the field for him. Conor Murray goes back to Byrne. Backline movement opening up now. Bundy Aki finds the offload. Peter O'Mahony tries to hold the contact. He wasn't held. Gets back up, goes again. Dylan Lewis trying to get straight on it now. The flat ball out to Cian Healy. Not quite able to find the offload there for Ryan Baird. This is just phase after phase. Neither of these sides want to finish off this game at this point in time. They just want to keep on going and going and going, and that is exactly what we're going to get to see now. Going back, Peter O'Mahony does get tackled. This game's going to go 90 minutes at this rate. Once again, going back, Josh Van Fleur. It was a big low tackle there on the kneecaps of Ryan Baird. In fact, it was actually Ty Byrne who had the kneecaps taken out. Now Mackenzie Hansen out on the wing, back in his pace. Not quite going into touch. It's a knock on. No, that's the end of the game. Oh, or not. Okay, no, it is. And also some great phases here. Great commentary. Enjoying listening from Bolivia. Thanks, says Dave. No worries, mate. And we are going to be back for the Scotland versus England match that is coming up very, very soon. As also we've got Alan I has said that it is going to be who got man of the match. I believe it could actually, it's probably going to be Johnny Sexton or Mac Hansen, I think. Could be the two honourable mentions there. But I'm not too sure who they will go with. Will come on. The Ospreys have recently beat Edinburgh. Surely it was a sunny that day. And also, I think he's coach, half player like Adam Ashley Cooper, Martin Odu, Jamie McIntosh, Matt Giddo, etc. And thanks so much for the commentary and mods. As I says, Rosie, no worries. And it's great commentary when you're watching the game live and watching the stream. As I says, Willie, and great commentary, thanks. And also Ireland won, says, the Ninjas there, they did indeed able to get themselves the win at full-time. Ireland, this still says it's 83 minutes, but we'll just let it work out. The game has been finished, and that was the bonus point win to Ireland as well, which is very impressive indeed. But thank you all very much for tuning into this live stream. If you are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. So this game, 29 points to 7. I'm just going to have a very, very quick look, because I did actually play this game on Rugby 22, but I didn't end up having time to edit it. And I'm wondering what my score was in that one, because I swear it wouldn't have been a mile off this. Thank you for the lads, or thank you for the stream, I should say. But yeah, we are going to be back for Scotland versus England a little bit later on. Right, I'm off to sleep. So hopefully you do and enjoy your sleep, mate. And also Wales' best player today is still on the bench as well. Says Blackbelt Jones. Harsh. Very harsh. Yeah, hopefully we do see improvement from them in the near future as well. Right. Ireland versus Wales. What was my score in my game that I did do? My game was 33 points to 5. That wasn't a mile off. I should have tried to get that edited a little bit quicker. But now we are going to be transferring over to the next one. That is going to be England versus Scotland. We may even start it a little bit early, depending on how we feel. But yeah, that's going to be a very exciting one. See this match take place, because this now means that Ireland are sitting at the top with the bonus point. England or Scotland would have to win that game by a lot of points to be able to get themselves into first place. And good night, y'all big lovers. Well, says Betty Wagon, and we will see you later on. We may even start a little bit earlier on the next live stream, just because I will be sitting here probably just waiting for it to start. And thank you for presenting this. As I said, Tracy, no worries. And thank you all very much for tuning in. Once again, if you do want to see the highlights of this game, due to copyright, we are unable to show the footage, but I can tell you where you can find the highlights, and that is with that link. That will take you straight over to the Six Nations Rugby channel, and you will be able to see all the highlights from not just this competition, also Women's Six Nations. That is something you are keen on watching. Has the fighter game ever been nailed by the rugby ball? Not that I know of, but anything's possible. We've seen roofs before on stadium. That's a big yawn, isn't it? That's unfortunate, but now, sadly, this game is over. I don't want it to be over. I was quite enjoying it. Is this for you from, or this for you from? As I said to Michelle, so that is not my channel, but that is the kind of official Rugby Six Nations channel that you can watch the game on. And so I'm slightly sliding down in my seat. I'll probably sit like this during my break. But thank you all very much for tuning into this live stream. Once again, the try scorers, Bundy Aki, Andrew Conway was able to get himself the 2. Okay, Mac Hansen did get the Six Nations player of the match as well, for anyone who was wondering. Gary Ringrose scoring as well. So all backs scoring for Ireland, which is a little bit of a rare occurrence, because normally we see those massive forwards just throwing themselves at the line and then Tame Basham, the only try scorer for Wales. But thank you all very much for tuning in. Like I mentioned, we will be back very soon with our next live stream, and that is going to be the matchup taking place between England and Scotland, just the second match of the Six Nations round 1. But we have still got plenty more action that will be coming to you guys tonight. We will go like this. We will go like this as well. And what I can do while we are at it, I can go like this, and I can go like that. That is the link to our next live stream that will be taking place for you guys who do want to transfer straight over to that one. And also what I can do while I am at it, because I'm being all fancy today, I can click on this. I can click on the editing option of this one, and I can put a redirect so that once this one does end, it does actually let you guys click on a link, or it will take you straight over to that next one. So be sure to hang out on there, do a few score predictions and whatnot, and we will see you guys in less than 15 minutes for England taking on Scotland. But thank you all very much for tuning in, and I will see you all